Welcome to the Technical Foul Podcast. I'm your host, Manny Fresh, joined by my co-host, Speak Child. Speak Child.
Get the fuck out of here. Don't start this shit off on a bad foot already.
Nah, nigga, because you be talking shit. That's why we start on the wrong foot, nigga.
Listen, we're not going to start the show acting like you in charge of somebody. Because
I am, nigga. We know I'm your father, nigga.
Your kids.
We know I'm your father, man. It's okay, man. You can tell the audience. The kind of father-son relationship that we have, man. It's all right. It's cool.
Nigga, you've been in Washington too long, not getting enough fucking sun. That's what your problem is.
Whatever, nigga. We know the deal, man. It's okay, man. It's all right, man. You don't have to pop shit to everybody to make sure you're tough, man. It's all right. It's all right, man. It's all right, man. You ain't got nothing to prove to me, man.
Yo, I'm gonna anonymously get you committed, dog. We gotta have intervention, man. You telling all these stories and shit, man. This is not healthy.
Oh shit!
You can't keep living your life this way, dog.
All right, man. It's whatever, man. It's if you don't want to admit it, man, it's cool, man. That's all right, man. I still love you, though.
Anyway,
what's good, everybody? We're back with another episode of the show. I'm your host, Manny Fresh, joined by my co-host, Jut. What up?
Chilling, man. Chilling.
I feel
another
you.
Day in the life, man.
I feel you, man.
Day in the life.
Living the American dream.
Yeah, pretty much.
Working and slaving and working and slaving and all again repeats again. You know what I mean? Same shit, different day.
All I do is look at Microsoft Word all week. That's how I feel, my life has been all week.
That's how I feel, man. I feel like that too. I had a fucking class today because I thought I was because you know how you fucking try to do anything to get out of work, so I be trying to. So I be trying to take I be volunteering for different certs and different classes. I'm in the IT industry, so I be volunteering for any fucking class that opens up, fucking SQL Server 6 class. I'll be fucking I'm there. So I volunteered for the SharePoint class, and nigga, oh my god,
damn!
I mean, it was cool because the instructor kept it moving. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? It was hands-on, so whatever he did, we did. So it was one of those. But still, man, I mean, how fucking interesting could SharePoint be for 8 hours be? So
ain't nothing that interesting in the world.
Especially not fucking SharePoint, so.
Not SharePoint.
Exactly. Especially not fucking SharePoint, man. Especially. But, but it was good. At least I didn't have to fucking deal with annoying ass people all the fucking day, so.
Yeah, I feel you. I got this fucking for one of my classes, dog, and yo, it is wild because that age gap is so apparent.
Yeah, you find yourself talking to a bunch of young niggas and shit.
Yo, I'm just guys, y'all what are y'all fucking doing when somebody's talking?
And you in the classroom too, so that makes it even worse.
Right? We have I have this class that they make you take in my school that it's called a first year inquiry class, and a portion of the class is really library based, so they teach you how to use the databases, how to use noodle tools for citations and things like that. It's really helpful. It's boring as fuck, but it's helpful, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So she was the librarian was in there on a PowerPoint teaching us how to use noodle tools, and then we got in our groups or whatever, and they were so how do you do this? Oh my god, it's almost as if somebody was standing up here with PowerPoint showing us how to do everything. I was getting so mad, I was going to leave. I watched it for 5 minutes and figured it out on my own. This is not rocket science, people.
See, that's why I'm glad. That's why I'm glad I did my fucking school, my college, and fucking online, dog. Because at least online you ain't gotta deal. I mean, you gotta deal with motherfuckers, but you don't really gotta deal with motherfuckers because it's yeah. So. Yeah, I can say
usually, I'm cool, but I'm very clearly running the show with this group. So I'm all right, listen, this is what we're gonna do.
Because niggas be coming up in here, because niggas be coming up in class and be trying to just do dumb shit. Bro, I don't got time for this. I got a life.
There's one dude in my group that's I have a feeling I'm gonna have to put my foot up his ass because he's just we had to do this exercise, same class. We had to do this this exercise with the librarian where you put like she wants you to find like different types of sources. So you had to use like a peer-reviewed journal, a periodical, a newspaper, and then write a little bit about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Easy. Just use EBSCO, boom, 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 whatever. Took me an hour or two. Like, not even, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, did you do the da-da-da-da? He's like, yeah, but she gave me a 0 on this. And I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, I don't know. And I like, looked at his thing. I'm like, bro, like, all you put was website sources. Like, she specifically asked for, like, a journal article, one that they wrote, one that's about them. Like, it was very clearly, like, stated. And she spent, like, 20 minutes, like, breaking down the assignment. So, and I was hoping the whole time, I was like, yo, please do not let this nigga be in my group. And damn sure.
And he was in your group.
My professor was like, blah, 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 Justin. I was like,
that's crazy. So, and it's no excuse now. Like, you should fucking know what APA and, you know, MLA and fucking sources are. Like,
yo,
you should fucking know, man.
It wasn't even, like, that far in depth. And then, like, the librarian was in our class the other day. And, like, it's a long class. It's, like, 2 hours. It's, like, 2-hour class. We only meet twice a week. And the press is mad cool. But, like, she's going over a bunch of stuff. And this motherfucker is watching fucking Last Chance U on Netflix next to me. I'm like, nigga, this is about to be your last chance, you. Like, how you get a 0 on a project and you back here watching Netflix, my guy?
This nigga wrote his name and got no credit for it.
So,
you know how hard it is to get a 0, nigga, in college?
They tested my patience.
In college, though. Like, and when you actually did, I can understand if you didn't turn shit in, but when you actually turn the assignment in and you still get a 0, my nigga, like, golly, what the fuck was you doing? You didn't even write your name right.
I don't know, man. Some of these kids, man, they just...
Dog, like, I almost had to tell this bitch off. Like, my last semester of fucking class at Northeastern, bro. Cause I was like, cause this bitch, I had to finish, all I had to do was do one fucking elective to, you know, just kind of to finish my coursework, right? So it was just this random, I forgot what the fuck the class was, right? It was like a org leadership class or some shit like that. Something random. And, so, you know, we get a fucking group project, and the worst thing, any online student will attest to this shit. The worst thing you can get in a fucking online class is a fucking group project.
Damn.
Because it's like,
yo, that sounds terrible.
It's fucking horrible, man.
Like, hold people accountable.
Yeah, it's fucking horrible. So, like, throughout my whole college career, you know, my classmates that listen to this show will attest. Like, throughout my whole fucking college career, like, I was like, yo, group projects, I for the most part, I had success with them because I was like, yo, just give me, you know, if we're doing a big ass project, just give me sections 2, 3, 4, whatever. Let me do my part. You do your part. Your boy over here, you do your part. Boom, boom, boom. We collaborate. We do a Google Doc. There you go. You know, dot our T's, you know, dot our I's, cross our T's, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then we're done. Boom, right? Yep. So I got this like Captain Awesome ass bitch in my fucking class, right? Dudley Do-Right ass bitch in my class, right? And she's like, oh, we got to download WhatsApp chat and we have to meet up for an hour every day and thought about ideas and blah, 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 blah. I was like, first of all, bitch, we're in a graduate level. Like, this is graduate school. This isn't a bachelor's program. Niggas are still living on campus and shit, first of all. Number 2.
Right, everybody got lives.
We got lives, nigga. First, I'm married with kids. I got a job. Like, I got 2 careers. Like, nigga, like, I don't got time to be sitting on no damn phone or Skype, trying to go over a fucking school project, nigga. Like, nigga, send me what the fuck you want me to do. I will do it. I will have it to you by a certain date, and we're fucking cool. Copacetic. Like, nah, I ain't got time to be sitting here waiting. What the fuck? And then one of the niggas was like in Bangladesh. There's an online foreign student. So I'm like, this nigga don't even got time for this shit. So I'm like, yo, right. No. He's yeah, exactly. It's tomorrow, nigga. Like, he really don't got no time for this shit. So, yo, cut this bullshit out. Like, no, we're not doing this. And she made a big ass stink. Well, you think you are the only one that has a life and blah, 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 blah.
Yo, I hate people like that, dog. Like, I just feel like, listen, we just divide it all up. Well, everybody keep each other updated as to what you're working on. It don't need to be any more complicated than that.
Exactly. Like, why are you trying to make this shit? You know what I'm saying? It's like we're doing brain surgery up in here. Like, it's not that big of a fucking deal. Like, it's a fucking group project, B. Like, it's a group project, nigga. Like, 4 people in a fucking group. 4 people could do equally the work. Like, it's not that fucking big of a deal. Like, we don't need. This isn't an executive. You know, this isn't a UN meeting. Like. The fuck? Right. Like, we don't need command decisions out here to be fucking
doing like this. Out here trying to put an op order together and shit for y'all.
This bitch over here trying to be Hillary Clinton and shit. Like, the fuck? Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here, B. Like, you know, like, yeah, so I get it, dude. Trust me. I get it. I do not miss being in fucking school.
That's like the only, like, issue that I'm having either. Like, I haven't had, like, any other group, like, any really, like, group work or anything like that. And this is, like, a major assignment, too. So I'm like, yo, I'm coasting by with, like, a very high A in this class. Mm-hmm. And I will start slapping people around, like, if my grades start getting fucked up. I'm not playing. Dog, I've got good grades. I've got A's. I've got all A's, pretty much, at this point. And that class is worth 4 credits. I'm not playing.
Yeah, you just gotta let niggas know, man. It's like,
hey, I told them. I think they already know that I'm not with the shit at all. So, like, yeah, but
yeah, listen, it's crazy. It's crazy, man.
This is the deal. Like, they already know. Like, I didn't have to be that guy. I, like, said it, like, real nicely. So I think they already know, like, all right, I'm not fucking with this dude.
Exactly.
But I told them, too, I was like, listen, this is an easy class. It's worth 4 credits, and you have to take it. You have to take it your freshman year. So whether you take it now and you have to go through all of this again in a different block next semester, you don't want to be the sophomore or the junior having to take a freshman class. I was like, this is 4 credits. Like, there's no other classes in this school that worth 4 credits. Get your credits. Do what you got to do.
Exactly. Yep. I
feel
you,
like, pass that old head advice down.
But you know how young niggas are, man. They don't want to take that advice, bro. Nah, we was there at 1.2.
Yep.
We was there, so.
Yep. But it don't matter because we're not there. We're old, and we get to talk shit about the young people. I've been waiting my whole life for this.
Exactly.
Being grouchy as fuck for no reason.
Oh man! So I know you saw them Blue Devils last night, though. I mean, we're gonna transition to sports, man.
Actually, I didn't.
What do you mean? Hold on.
Number one, first of all, I don't give a fuck about Duke. Fuck Duke. Second of all, I didn't even know Duke was playing because fuck Duke. Third of all, I honestly haven't really watched college basketball in like 3 solid years. So, like,
this nigga here. First of all, well, exclude yourself from this fucking conversation.
Fuck Duke. Did I say that?
All right, whatever.
Yeah,
anyway, exclude yourself from this conversation, then, little nigga. Let the grown folks talk about this conversation for a second.
Out of here. Duke is like AIDS for college basketball.
Really, nigga? Like, that's out of line, man. That's out of line. I don't disrespect niggas' teams like that. All right,
bruh,
that's out of line.
You disrespect everything. You a disrespectful nigga. That's what you do.
I'm not, but whatever, man. Let me bask in my glory first of all, man.
Dog, I got receipts, but you can go on.
I'm a bask in my glory, man. Because listen, hey, the Blue Devils.
One game.
Okay, listen.
We're gonna dig up this conversation in March.
All right.
Or in April, and you gonna be like, nah, see, cause
Oh, I was popping mad shit last night. I was popping mad shit on social media last night. I will admit. But now that I have a day to settle in, you know what I'm saying? I'm good now. Listen, look, I am ecstatic about this year's team. I think this is one of the best talent wise. Again, we still gotta on paper. This is one of the most talented Duke teams.
This ain't motherfucking paper football, dog. Games played in the court.
Nigga, you gonna let me fucking speak or not?
I just had to get that out the way.
You gonna let me speak or not? Raise your hand next time.
You may speak.
Anyway, nigga, this is one of the most talented fucking Duke teams, maybe ever, pound for pound talent, maybe ever. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's on paper. You got to see it play out. We got to see a full season play out. We got to, conference play, the doldrums of the college basketball season. I get all that. I absolutely get all that. But if you're a Dookie, if you're a Duke fan, it's hard not to be excited about what you've seen through these first 3 games. I mean, this team is athletic. It's tough. And what I liked about last night, they lost their best player. Marvin Bagley was hurt, at the end of the first half, going into the second half. And they were able to respond. They were able to. Now it's easy to say that. Oh, well, there's Duke. They have a lot of talent. They have 5-star McDonald's All-Americans all over the basketball. I get all that, but that's still for a young team, and this is a young team, to lose your best player and to still come out on top. That's a sign of really good things. So I think if we stay healthy now, knocking on wood, stay healthy. Bro, who's fucking with us? I was going to do a college basketball preview, show and get all hype and break down and blah, 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 blah. But honestly, man, I really don't need to break no shit down, man. Cause it's like, at the end of the day, who's fucking with us? Arizona? No, go back to paying niggas. Nah, they not fucking with us. UConn? Fuck no, they ain't got no conference. Who fucking with us? Who fucking with us? Michigan State? Nah. Nope. We shut that shit down last night.
You know who's fucking with y'all? The random 13 seed that y'all gonna fucking play and knock y'all out.
Nah, this ain't gonna be that year, man. This ain't gonna be that year.
That's what's good.
This ain't gonna be that year, man.
Every year is that.
This ain't gonna be that year. You know why? Because Mercer's not walking through that fucking door. Lehigh's not walking through that fucking door. You know what I'm saying? VCU's not walking through that fucking door.
Bruh,
all right?
The fact.
All right? All right?
Hey, it could be somebody like fucking North Carolina A&T or some shit like that.
Nigga, not the school from fucking Drumline, nigga.
Nah, I think that was Atlanta A&T.
It was Atlanta A&T, nigga. The point is, nigga, Orlando Jones and Nick Cannon on the court is not fucking with us this year. They're not fucking with us, man. They're not fucking with us on no levels, B. But I just had to get that out there, man. It's early.
We'll see come January when conference play is really kicking into high gear. See how y'all look. See how, because that's really when the really, like, that's when the shit starts hitting the fan, like January. Like,
yeah, that's what I mean. Conference play. Yeah, January, February is the heart of the college football season. I keep saying college football, college basketball.
Feeling everybody out, like,
yeah.
That's when you really see, like, that's when the cream is going to rise to the top. That's when you start to see, all right, who can really make a push here. Then February, like, you start seeing those, like, dog days and, like, teams really making the push, or who, that's when the injuries start to hit and things like that. So it's tough to say, like, we're 2 weeks into November? So, I give you a lot of shit, but, like, every fan of every team of your school or whatever, they sound just like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the most part, like, people are going to be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because who'd y'all play? Michigan State?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a good tip-off type of opponent.
Well, it was 1 and 2. It was 1 and 2. Duke is 1, Michigan State was 2. So
yeah, so other teams, they're going to play a mid-ranked team or whatever, then they're going to go, making sure that these small schools can get their money or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So they can get uniforms, what have you. And then boom, 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 boom. That's, you know what I'm saying? So teams, everyone's going to be like, yeah, like, oh, this is our year, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So, your excitement is pretty much like, it's pretty standard. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as much as I would like to talk with you about it, it's pretty standard, like, across the board, because this is, like, optimism season for college sports.
Well, it's not, yeah. Yeah, it's like that. It's like that in all, and it's like that in all sports. It's 3 games,
exactly, especially with college basketball.
I'm popping mad shit. I know that the season is fucking young, and of course, every fucking team gets up to beat Duke. So we're gonna face stiff competition mostly every night. That's the thing that motherfuckers don't understand. Like, out of all the teams, and maybe in college sports, Duke gets a fucking effort from every team they play every single night. Because who doesn't want to fucking beat Duke? You know what I mean? Like, so even when we play the also-rans, we're getting a fucking, we're getting a high energy effort by those teams because they want to beat Duke. They want to make their year. They want to make their name by beating Duke. A lot of times it doesn't happen, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Look, if you want to get a preview of the college basketball season, realistically, I think I will say this. I think Duke is clearly the most talented, the best team right now in the country. Going in, starting out the season, obviously. You'd be an idiot to even debate that. That being said, I do think there are some dangerous teams out there. I think Arizona's dangerous with Trier back from injury. They're not going to get penalized with anything with the NCAA sanctions yet, as of right now anyway. That shit might pop off at the end of the season, but as of right now, I don't see anything coming down on that front. And and I've said this on the podcast before, if anybody thinks Arizona didn't fucking cheat and Sean Miller didn't have nothing to do with it, you're a fucking idiot. Of course he paid them niggas. Please, get out of here. But anyway, the FBI came down and investigated these niggas. The FBI. This isn't some cockamamie rogue agency from the NCAA that the NCAA hired and Mark Emmert eating fucking donuts in his office. I need names. I need names. No, this is the FBI.
The feds did a sweep.
The feds did a sweep. You know what I'm saying? So where there's smoke, there's why. Bruce Pearl don't even want to cooperate with the Bruce Pearl don't even want to cooperate with the investigation. This nigga don't even want to cooperate. This nigga's like, I'll lose my job. Fuck this shit.
Hold on. How? All jokes aside, how G is that? He was like, I ain't snitching.
Well, cause he's fucking dirty. Everybody knows. Everybody in the college, he's been dirty. He's been dirty.
What college programs aren't?
Oh, I said this when this first came out during the summertime, bro. I had a long ass rant about this. I don't know if you heard the show. It was one of the solo shows I did. And I had a long ass rant. These programs are all the same. They're all the same. They all cheat. They all are dirty. They all are dirty. I love Duke. And I like to think that my program does it the same, but I wouldn't be surprised if Coach K's paying niggas. I don't think so, but I wouldn't be. But if it came out tomorrow that Duke was buying niggas left and right, I'd be shocked, but then I wouldn't be. But after the initial shock wore off, I'd be like, it makes sense.
I would be just as shocked.
It makes sense.
Woke up and I saw it was raining. I'd be like, oh shit, it's raining.
I mean, all these programs are dirty. I said it on my show then. I'll say it now. As long as this is a competitive sport and they are keeping score and there's money to be made, there's going to be any team, any coach, any booster, any athletic assistant, grad assistant, whatever, you fucking name it, shoe company, whatever, that is going to try to get one over. It's just the bottom line. That's it. So I didn't mean to go into that route, into that subject, but it just for those Arizona fans, and I know a couple that think, oh no, we're gonna be cleared. Fuck out of here, y'all niggas is going down. Y'all going down, okay? I have no respect for y'all because y'all still haven't fired fucking Sean Miller. Sean Miller was dirty. I don't want to hear about no fucking assistant. No, I don't want to hear about that.
It's a game to not get caught. Like basically at this stage, because there's so much on the line with college sports, like. You gotta do what you gotta do.
But dog, just recently, John Wooden cheated. Didn't you hear? Do you hear what Bobby Knight said about John Wooden?
Oh, Bobby Knight was fucking singing.
He flamed that nigga. Everybody knows. Everybody in the college basketball. See, don't get it twisted. All right, because I know that everybody basically likes to saintanize, John Wooden. John Wooden basically created, basically, this is the hierarchy. This is the hierarchy of life. It was Jesus. It was God. Then Jesus. Then John Wooden. Like John Wooden basically, was third in succession. So the basketball world likes to kind of satanize or sanctify, whatever the fucking word is, wants to sanctify and raised to this high altitude. John Wooden was dirty just like every other coach. He was getting that he was getting, old boy, Sonny, whatever the fuck his name was. John Wooden, everybody knew it. That's how we got Kareem. That's how he got that's how we got, Walton, Marcus Johnson. That's how he got all of them to go to fucking UCLA. It's been known. Everybody fucking knows that. Everybody knows it. So don't fucking sit there and act like these coaches. If the venerable John Wooden didn't cheated, Joe Blow from South Wenatchee State ain't fucking cheating. Get the fuck out of here. They all fucking cheating.
That's why Bruce Pearl ain't saying nothing. He was like, y'all already know what the game is. Like, why y'all coming to me? You know what y'all have in evidence. What the fuck do you want from me? I ain't saying shit.
Exactly.
That's basically.
Not to mention, he's been fucking dirty too. Bruce Pearl's been fucking dirty.
Fuck out of here. Where was he at?
Tennessee. Or not Tennessee.
No. Way back in the day.
Oh, not Tennessee. Well, he was in Tennessee, got fired, and then before that, I forgot the fucking school he was at before that.
It was some little ass school. Hold on.
I can't remember.
It's gonna bother me.
It's gonna bother me too.
Hold on, I'm going on Wikipedia.
I want to say he wasn't at Marquette. That was fucking that was Crean. That was Crean. That wasn't. He was at Marquette. Where the fuck was Bruce Pearl at? I can't even remember it off the top of my fucking head.
This nigga was at Milwaukee.
Was that the school before Tennessee?
Yeah, I guess so.
I thought it was another fucking program that he was at before that.
He was at Milwaukee. He was at Auburn.
Yeah, he was at Auburn. He's at Auburn now.
Yeah. I mean, he was at Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. I thought it was somebody else in between it. But anyway, he been fucking dirty.
Who am I thinking of? Why am I thinking of? I'm thinking of somebody else too. But I know I'm getting him confused with. There was a small school. They were like black and gold.
Black and gold, nigga. What the fuck?
That like it was like way back in the day. Not like way back, but like
80s, 90s.
Nah, like maybe 90s, 2000s.
Oh, I can't.
It wasn't like George Mason. Matter of fact, you know who it was? It was like Oakland University or some shit like that.
Oh, I don't even know who the fuck you talk about, nigga. Shit, damn. I don't.
They made like a run. Like,
fuck it, them niggas was dirty too. Then shit, fuck whoever it was, Oakland, South Oakland Hill State, nigga, whoever the fuck the college was, nigga, they dirty too. I mean, the point is, man, listen, all these coaches are dirty. We know it. Everybody knows it. I'm not gonna say every single one of them, but a lot of them are dirty, and that's just the way the nature of the sport is. So you know, but going back to kind of the product on the court, you know, Arizona's dangerous. I think Wisconsin is dangerous. I would say right now,
Wisconsin quietly, they never get like. I'm sorry to cut you off, but year in and year out, Wisconsin has a solid basketball program every fucking year, and that's one of the hardest places to go play.
Well, I think both their it's amazing how their football team and their basketball team are similar.
Weren't we having this conversation? I think we were having this conversation when you were out here, and we were trying to figure out which schools had strong football and basketball, because there's not very many of them. I know we figured that out, but I don't know if we talked about Wisconsin.
Yeah, I know. I know. I brought up Wisconsin because Wisconsin's just solid in both, in all sports, really. But I think basketball and football, they're just solid. They're just a terrific program. Even though punk ass Bo Ryan tried to flame Duke on some sucker shit when he lost the national title game. Oh, well, my team is about to one and done. Shut the fuck up, sore ass loser. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, because you're not. Never mind. I'm not even going to talk.
What you mean? Hey, listen.
No, I wasn't going to say nothing bad about Duke. I'm just saying, like, if you're going to be one and done, you're one and done. You're going to go to a program that gets you the most notoriety.
But my thing is, like, it wasn't like Duke blew you out of the fucking water. You still had a chance to win, and you still had great players on that team too. You had Sam Decker, you had Kaminsky, you had Bronson Koenig. I mean, you had fucking studs galore. So don't try to act like you were some little engine that could against a fucking powerhouse team. Like, dude, Wisconsin was a number one seed too.
Kaminsky,
the fuck out of here.
Adam Morrison.
That was my thing. Like, don't try to paint yourself like you was fucking VCU, my nigga. Like, stop. You Wisconsin. You're a powerhouse in basketball. Get out of here. Just because you may not have the one and dones necessarily. I get it. You know, you have to build your team up. I get it. I understand it. And I respect that. I prefer. You know me. I prefer that over the one and done system. I hate the one and done system. But I'm a phony. I love Duke. I want to see Duke win as many championships as possible. So guess what? I have to grit my teeth and bear it and take it. But I hate the fucking one and done. I hate it. Everybody who knows me knows I've hated the one and done forever. I hate it. It's ruined the college basketball game. It's ruined it. Because these fucking kids come in for 2 semesters, play, and then they're gone. And then you're left to rebuild your team from scratch year after year. That's why I think Duke, Duke has a little bit more of a foundation there, so they keep players around. They have, Kentucky, they just made no bones about it. I mean, Kentucky's basically running an AAU program in college. And I think that's why they've struggled to consistently win national championships, because not to mention the fact that it's hard to win national championships anyway, but when you're constantly, look at the team this year. He's basically got a brand new team. He's got a brand new team.
There's no continuity there.
There's no continuity at all. So it's hard to establish a culture because every single because a culture and a chemistry because the program has a culture in itself, the winning culture. But every single team, every particular team has its own set of culture and chemistry. Yeah, and it's hard to kind of keep that when you're constantly basically blowing up the roster and bringing in new guys. I don't care how talented they are. It's hard to keep that up.
The culture of Kentucky is, hey, you're really good at basketball. Come here and you'll be a lottery pick.
Exactly. And they make no bones about it. Coach Coach Calipari, who I can't fucking stand.
Nigga, the first slide on his PowerPoint in people's crib is, I'm going to make you a lottery pick.
Exactly. And he makes no bones about it. Did anybody watch his 30 for 30 on Calipari? One of the best 30 for 30s they've done. He basically said it. And I get what I get his overall point. I get that. But then don't come preach to me about the sanctity of college basketball and collegiate athletics and amateurism and all that. Get the fuck out of here, B. No. Get out of here. Don't do that. Shit, don't do that. But even when you look at Duke, right? Even though Duke has embraced the one and done just like any other school, Duke has always kept around some veterans on that roster. You know what I mean? They kept when we won a national championship in 2015, people forget, we had the fabulous freshman class, but we still, but we had Quinn Cook. We had Emil Jefferson. We had Matt Jones to be kind of the veteran leaders and the present and the guys that were the stabilizing force for those teams. You know what I'm saying? Now, this year, we have Grayson Allen, who's back, a senior, who's been a leader, a champion. You know what I'm saying? Kentucky doesn't have that. Kentucky just has young nigga after young nigga after. I mean, they basically are an AAU team.
Uh-huh.
That's it. They're an AAU team that plays for a major college program. That's all they are. That's all they are.
And all them niggas got the same haircut.
Boy, I forgot my man's. I don't know if you saw my snap last night, but dog, the nigga from Kentucky, the nigga with the fucking dookie braids, dog, that nigga is black. That nigga is black as fuck. Like, yo, and you know the crazy part is, I was talking this shit out loud, and then my wife walked into the kitchen, and she was like, "Ooh, who is that? Boy, that man is dark, bruh." I mean, I'm not trying to be racist, but I always talk about niggas' skin color, dog. Everybody knows, boy, you dark, man. It's one thing. Black is beautiful, no doubt about it, dog. There's just certain black that ain't.
If a nigga is dark, then he's dark. Like,
he's dark. No, but this nigga was dog. This nigga was purple, dog. Like, seriously, he was like, I couldn't even like you know how dark skinned niggas stick out, but no, this nigga was a different type of dark, dog. Like his skin and the jersey meshed together, well. Like, that shit was amazing to me. It was just, but I got off topic. But yeah, Kentucky's an AAU team. Everybody knows it. Don't try to make it something that it isn't. We all know what it is. And I hate the one and done system. So, but we talk about a whole bunch of shit about college. But at the end of the day, man, I will say this about Duke. If they stay healthy, it's championship or bust this year. And it's always like that with Duke. But this year,
I think most high end programs are like that,
and that's how it should be. I mean, it should be championship or bust.
I think the pressure. But
this year, honestly, it's definitely championship or bust for this team.
I think it is ramped up. Considering how you guys no shade have performed down the stretch the past few years, and then Carolina having success. I think that puts a big. That cranks up the pressure a little bit more for y'all.
That too.
You know what I mean? I think all of those things, and not to gas up Carolina at all, but I think that even if the roles were reversed, say when Duke wins a national title,
it's pressure on Carolina to win one.
It's pressure on Carolina because it's okay.
It's keeping up with the Joneses, basically. Yeah.
What are you going to do to respond to this? It's like a nigga slaps you in the face. What are you going to do about it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's like that. And I love it like that. That's how it should be. That's how every major program should be.
Yeah.
That's how it should be always. You know what I mean? So.
Hey, yo, this dude, James Harden, went 8 for 25, scored 38 points.
Yeah, that's
how?
That's James Harden for you, man.
I hate that motherfucker.
I can't stand that nigga either, man. I can't stand James Harden, the most overrated fucking player, the most overrated player in the NBA.
Jumps in the dribble, jump into you, pretend I'm throwing up a shot, go shoot free throws.
Yeah, not that. And he doesn't show up in big moments. Again, I point anybody back. Anybody who wants to talk shit to me about James Harden, the greatness of James Harden, I point you back to Game 6 of the Western Conference semifinals against the Spurs. Kawhi Leonard out. Tony Parker out, and his team got blown out on their home court. That's all you. And he had a terrible game. Uninterested. Just didn't want to be there. So again, when you come talk to me about fucking James Harden, bring that up. I don't care how many points he scores.
Somebody said James Harden without the free throws is Landry Fields with a beard. God damn.
Oh, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. Nigga said Landry Fields. Oh my god.
Hey,
damn.
Landry Fields was nice as fucking 2K though.
He was alright for about a year or two, and then he just kind of fell off the earth.
He was one of those like scrub dudes that's like nice on 2K.
He was like a real poor man's version of Klay Thompson.
very.
Like he was a homeless man's Klay Thompson. he was a hobo. He was a subway hobo version of James Harden, of Klay Thompson. So yeah, but yeah, man, just transition.
I love bringing up like random like mediocre players from like 5-10 years ago.
It's amazing, man.
It's my favorite fucking thing to do because I'm like, yo, I forgot all about this dude. Like, yo, here's a blast from the past. Remember fucking Joe Alexander?
Oh, that nigga. Oh, everybody. The Great White Hope?
Yeah.
No lie though, that nigga roasted Duke in a fucking Sweet 16 a couple years ago.
Athletic.
He was a monster. And then he didn't do shit in the league. He didn't do a motherfucking thing in the league. And niggas thought he was gonna be nice too. That was the crazy thing. Niggas thought he was really gonna be nice.
Speaking of not doing shit in the league, your boy LiAngelo.
Oh, you gonna bring that up? You talk about LiAngelo or Lonzo?
No, I'm talking about LiAngelo because you know that nigga ain't gonna do nothing.
Oh, LiAngelo, out of the three of them, LiAngelo was the weakest one to me.
He's bum.
He was the weakest one out of all them niggas to me. I mean, I don't even think LaMelo's that good. I don't think
LaMelo is either.
I don't think he's that good.
I think Lonzo's alright, but like the other ones and this motherfucker LiAngelo like just escaped being a fucking a documentary subject.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is what I guess we could transition to that, but how the fuck are you on a fucking trip to China and decide that I get you're 18, 19 years old, you're a snot-nosed fucking kid, you're gonna do stupid shit, I get that, but golly, you would think, you know what, I'm going on a trip to fucking China, let me just keep my nose clean for a fucking week or two while I'm out in this bitch and come the fuck back home. Like, to really get caught in fucking, and if you're gonna do it, at least be smart enough not to get fucking caught in a communist motherfucking country. Mm-hmm. You idiot. Mm-hmm. Motherfucking idiots, man. Oh, another fucking athlete embarrassing fucking Americans. Shout out to Ryan Lochte. Fucking idiots, man. Idiots.
This dude almost ended up like, remember, was it last year, that dude in Korea that thought it would be fucking funny to take down that sign?
What dude in Korea? What are you talking about?
Remember this dude was in Korea for some church mission, I think, and he, like, took down a sign, right? This nigga got arrested. The North Korean government held him. And he had, like, they released him, I think, and he fucking died. He had, like, brain trauma. So they said, like, basically they, like, tortured him.
Damn,
you don't remember that?
No, I don't remember that shit. No, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't remember that shit.
Hold on. I'll send you the link when we're done.
I was about to say, Freddie Gray was an athlete?
That's fucked up.
No way, man.
Listen.
Now you want to get all solemn and quiet, nigga. Don't be quiet, nigga. Shit. Shout out to Freddie Gray, though, man. Shout out to his fam.
This dude was a fucking University of Virginia student.
I don't remember that fucking story.
He was in a North Korean prison for 17 months, and then he was in a coma for a year. Damn. And he passed away at a Cincinnati hospital. He was 22 years old.
Nigga, how the fuck did I miss this fucking story? Because I don't even remember this shit. I don't even remember it at all.
Nigga was doing some stupid shit over there. He got charged with a hostile act. He tried to steal a propaganda poster.
Oh, this nigga was bugging.
Wow.
He was in South Korea or North Korea?
North Korea.
Oh, yeah, he could kiss his ass goodbye, nigga. The only person that could have got him back was maybe Dennis Rodman. They ain't fucking with niggas like that around there, man.
Nah, I mean, it's sad.
Kim probably...
They basically did some crazy shit to him. He was in a coma. They finally, negotiated his release. He was in a coma, and he was in a coma for, a year, and then he passed away. That's
crazy. I don't even remember that shit.
They had 2 MRI scans that the North Koreans sent, and they said that he sustained a catastrophic brain injury shortly after his conviction. So they was probably beating the shit out of him. The doctor said that he had extensive loss of brain tissue in all regions of his brain, most likely caused by cardiopulmonary arrest that cut off the blood supply to his brain. So he got beat so bad, it basically gave him a stroke.
Golly, I don't remember this fucking story, B.
Yeah, I'll send you this link. I was just reading this from the New York Times.
I don't fucking remember this shit.
This happened in June. He passed away in June.
This past June?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, what the fuck was... The Mets was fucking horrible, so I wasn't paying attention to them niggas. I don't know what the fuck was... I don't know. I don't remember this fucking story.
But he got arrested in 2016. So last spring he got arrested.
I don't know what the fuck was going on. That I must have missed that shit because I can't even. Flew under the radar.
Yeah, the only reason I know about this, at my old job, they used to play the news all the time. And I remember peeping it on one of my breaks or whatever. But I think this was around the time there was some other stuff going on. There was probably another police shooting or something like that. Or
somebody else. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy.
It was it did have some primetime news stuff, but I don't know. It's kind of one of those stories I don't think they wanted to talk about because, on one hand, you feel bad for the dude and his family, but on the other hand, you're like, yo, bro,
he did do something stupid. So it's kind of
same thing with fucking LiAngelo in China. Dog, those are not the places. Ain't this nigga ever seen Locked Up Abroad?
Exactly.
I don't know, man.
And then I gotta see fucking UCLA give me, we're gonna suspend them indefinitely. No, kick them off the fucking team.
Kick them off the team.
Kick them off the fucking team. Kick him off the team. Why you suspending him indefinitely? What is indefinitely? He's gonna do the Coach K right with Grayson Allen, suspend him for 1 game? Kick him off the fucking team. He embarrassed your program. And not just your program, he embarrassed the country. Fuck the program. He embarrassed the United fucking States of America. Kick all 3 of them off the fucking team.
That's worse than when fucking Bart made all those collect calls to Australia to find out if the toilet flushed backwards.
But see, this is what pisses me off though. But this is what pisses me off, right? I don't feel like this story is getting a lot of attention because it's the Ball family and everybody likes to rag on LeVar specifically. But I don't even think this is getting as much heat as it should because and I know, let this had been fucking Grayson Allen that went overseas and let this had been any fucking Duke player that went overseas and fucking three Duke, cause the fucking tripping thing, in the grand scheme of things, Grayson Allen tripping motherfuckers, was it that big of a fucking deal? Was it this huge just thing that it got made out to be? It wasn't a big fucking deal. It wasn't even the most egregious shit.
It didn't need to be in the news like it was.
Exactly. They made that shit out to be the worst. I mean, and again, full disclosure, I'm a Duke fan. I am a Grayson Allen fan. I love my Blue Devils. So I'm showing my colors here. I get that. But let's be fucking fair. Let's be fair. That shit got blown out of proportion, to the fucking max. Had 3 Duke players been caught and arrested for shoplifting in China, dog, Duke will get the death penalty. The NCAA would step in right away and be like, "Oh no, we got to give y'all the death penalty because it's Duke." Like, get the fuck out of here. But these three little niggas is not even getting enough heat. Enough heat. And again, I don't want to listen to UCLA. I don't want to listen to UCLA give me some phony Camden, we're disappointed. If you're so fucking disappointed, if you're so upset, if you're so whatever, kick him off the fucking team. Kick him off the team. Because he didn't just embarrass your program. Forget the program. The program is like fucking 10th on the totem pole right now. He embarrassed not only his fan, he embarrassed the country. The country.
No matter how you cut it, like it's a bad look. Like
a super bad look. You embarrass your entire country, my nigga. Your entire nation.
The crazy thing is though, like, even besides all that, like, if you look like one layer deeper, like, and I don't want to pull a race card, but I got preferences. The mainstream media, the white media, has been all up in LeVar Ball's ass for the last 2 years, talking about how he treats his sons, how he acts, this and that and the third. He's the circus show. He's the ringleader, this and that and the third. Like, we've seen the stories or the thinly veiled stories about that. Like, I think, that's not a reach for me to say that, right?
Yeah.
So you're making your dad, like, look bad. Like, that's worse than everything else. Like, you're making your family look bad because LeVar is trying to put off this image about how, he's the man in the house and this and that and third. However you feel about LeVar is whatever. Like, he's a polarizing figure, what have you. But, like, the disrespect that you show your parents by doing something stupid like that just gives the media more fuel to the fire to continue to disrespect your name. You know
exactly.
what I'm saying?
Exactly. And it just shows lack of maturity because it's like, and I know people say, "Oh, he was only 18 years old." I get all that, and I was 18, and trust me, we both did many dumb things. I get that, but it shows a lack of awareness. It shows a lack of maturity. It shows I'm running out of fucking words to describe it because it's just stupid. It's stupid. And again, UCLA. Now I'm going to UCLA. UCLA, don't give me quotes. Don't give me, psalms and poems and how you're so disappointed. Alfred, kick him off the team. Show some toughness. Just stand by something. Kick him off the motherfucking team. Kick all three of them. I'm saying him, but kick all three of them off the fucking team. Show me something. Show me something. Suspended indefinitely. What? 4 games? What's indefinitely? And see, the problem that these programs don't get, and I'll throw in Duke in that category too. When you suspend somebody indefinitely, it's a bad look because what is indefinitely? Indefinitely is no number. Indefinitely it could be a 1. It could be up to whatever. See, at least if you say I'm suspending a guy for 5 games, there's a number. You could debate the number, but at least there's a number. There's something tangible to debate. Nobody can debate. Nobody can debate. Indefinite. Like, what is indefinite? Indefinite can be, what is it? Is it going to be fucking 25 games? Is it going to be 30 games? We know it's not going to be that. So what is it? Is it 2 games? Is it 1 game? Is it a half? Is it a quarter? What is it? What is it? Is it a couple minutes? What is it? Is it a couple practices? What is it? What is it?
The wild thing is that, like, Duke's not even going to be playing that much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like there because of his name, basically.
Again, like I said, I don't even think that, but this is besides the overall point. I mean, I just think the nigga's not that good. I think out of all 3 of them, he's the least. That nigga's trash.
He's that good. Like, he's not athletic. Like, I've seen this dude, like some of this dudes. I'm not going to say or act like I'm an expert and I'm a scout and things like that. His game, he looked like me trying to play with high schoolers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he looked like just like an older person with younger people. Like, he's got like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's got like Andre Miller game while the rest of them are like hooping. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't look like he can stay in front of his man on defense. LaMelo doesn't either.
LaMelo is allergic to defense. I mean, he doesn't play defense. All them kids are not exactly defensively inclined, but I mean, I'm just saying. At least Alonzo tries a little bit. LaMelo, I mean, he doesn't fucking.
Think about it though; they all have slow feet.
I think Lonzo's sneaky athletic, though. I think people kind of underrate that about them. Like, you know, people act like Lonzo is just not unathletic as possible.
I'm not saying that he's not athletic. I'm saying, like, what he'll probably do is, like, in the offseason, he'll get with, like, a footwork coach and help him.
He needs to get with a shooting coach.
With his, like, lateral movement and shit.
He needs to get with a shooting coach is what he needs to get.
Hey, you said it.
Hey, that's my nigga. Although I think
he's playing well everywhere else. You know what I'm saying? It's just shot,
and that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, you got idiots like Stephen A. Oh, he's a bust. Come on, he's not a bust. And that's the thing about it too. That's the thing about it. Lonzo impacts the game without scoring. He's one of the few point guards that can do that. I've watched every single Laker game this year.
I will say this. It's funny that you bring that up, right? And this is the same argument that Rondo used to draw, right?
Exactly.
So people would say two sides of this, right? And it's funny, depending on what I've seen and what I've heard over the last month or so with the season, I see people sticking up for Lonzo, which you should. The kid's what, 19?
He's 19 years old.
He's 19 years old, right? Cool. Shot's not falling. But he's shown that he can run the offense. He's struggling in the half court a little bit, but he's 19. And Luke's system and their rotations are not helping him, but that's another story for another day. But it's funny the people that used to defend Rondo for not being able to shoot, his man would sag off of him fucking 5-10 feet because he's like daring to make a jumper. It's funny that you see people that used to like chastise Rondo for that, they'll stick up for Lonzo, and the people that stick up for Lonzo would say those same things about Rondo. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird how that happens that way. But I think overall, I think Lonzo's gonna be fine. He's a smart player. Like, he's got high basketball IQ. And then I really got a chance to look at him when they played the Celtics, was it last week? And I thought he played pretty well. Like, his just shots not falling. He's at, like, Kyrie's shots not falling. Like, I've seen Kyrie jack up stuff that I know he can make. It's just not falling for him right now. And that happens sometimes where you are holding on to the ball for half a second too long, or your elbow's out a little bit. Like, they're, like, he'll be with professional coaches that can help him. And the NBA season is long. So, like, he'll have time to look at film and have a coach work with him and fine tune it. Like, these things don't happen.
Bottom line is, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about Lonzo. Of course, would I like that the kid be shooting more than 30% from the floor? I get it. I understand that. Yes, I would. That being said, he's playing well in all other areas. And he's young. He's going to get better. And plus, no one, and we knew this was going to potentially be a problem. This is not a surprise. It's not like, you know, he's coming into the league and, you know, he can't walk. Like literally cannot move his feet. Like, no, this was expected. He was not, his shot was going to be a problem. We knew that.
I won't go so far to say he was a project, but like,
oh no, he's not a project. He can play.
He needed some help, like with his form and things like that. Like, I just think that, like, people as a general in the NBA, I think they expect too much from these 19-year-old kids playing against grown-ass.
Well, you know what it is. It's the Lakers, and anything that the Lakers do is going to be raised to the fucking max. B, it's Lonzo fucking Ball, and all the attention that he's gotten because of LeVar, because of himself, because of UCLA, blah, 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 whatever. You know, so he's coming in with more pressure than any other rookie. By far. I mean, you would have thought that Lonzo was the number one pick. Like, so he's coming in with that pressure. And to be fair, like, yeah, he's had some bad games, but he's also had some dynamic performances. Like, the man's already had a triple-double. He had a 29, 11, and 9 another game. I mean, he's had good performances. And he's played, what, a handful of games? Literally a handful of games, total. let's slow down on burying Lonzo Ball here. Like that's my thing. Just let's slow. And again, I'm a Laker fan, so I'm going to be biased. Let's slow down on burying Lonzo Ball, please.
Even like being objective, you know what I mean? Like obviously I don't like the Lakers. I give a fuck about the Lakers.
I don't give a fuck about you too, nigga.
Hey, nigga, we won 13 motherfucking.
I know you're just busting out of your fucking tank top to fucking talk about this shit. I know it. So we're gonna get to it. Give me a second.
I wasn't even gonna say nothing until we were moving along. But since we're here,
go ahead, talk about it, nigga. Shit, I know you dying to talk about it, nigga. You got a hard on, just ready to talk about. You got a hard on, just ready to talk about Brad Stevens and fucking Kyrie.
Chomping at the bit. You was out here fucking getting your nipples all hard talking about Duke for a minute. So calm your nerves.
Go ahead. The floor is yours, nigga.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is 13 straight wins. The highest rated defensive team in the league. They look good. Brad Stevens has a machine going. And Kyrie is showing that he can run an offense. That's all I'm going to say. If you are a fan of basketball, there's no reason that you should be excited to watch the Boston Celtics, the greatest franchise to ever exist in NBA history. Stay sleep, nigga. That's why you a bitch.
Are you done, nigga, with that soliloquy? Are you done with your soliloquy? I'm just saying, man. Are you done with your soliloquy, man?
I'm just stating facts.
Yeah. I mean, look, hey, it's been first and foremost.
Now, this is the winning streak's gonna stop, but I think the bar, after. What?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, after, the Hayward injury, and then we lost two straight, we lost back-to-back games. They didn't look so great. I think the team, the way that they've responded to that hardship and then the criticism that started to come out and things like that, for them to rally and have two rookies, well, not rookies, but, you have Jason Tatum, who, is a rookie, and you have Jaylen Brown, who's in his second year. They're roughly the same age.
Mm-hmm.
Playing really good basketball, thrown into the starting lineup after, Jay Crowder's gone, Avery Bradley is gone, and for them to still keep up the intensity on defense, I think that's really what impresses me the most is the way they're playing on defense.
I agree. I mean, look, I'm not a Celtics fan, obviously, but I have been impressed with the winning streak. And number one, Brad Stevens is a hell of a fucking coach. I mean, let's put it out there. Yes, he did. Brad Stevens is probably right now. Popovich is in his own category. It's unfair to it's like saying Belichick is the best coach in the NFL right now. I mean, of course he is. He's in a legacy category right now. But as far as just everybody else, Brad Stevens is the best coach in basketball right now. I mean, it's not even close. He's the best coach in the NBA right now. It's not even close. It's like it's him and Kerr is a distant second. He's the best coach in basketball right now. I mean, his system, the way he gets that team ready to play every single night. I mean, and I've always, and I'm not a Johnny come lately because I've always been a Brad Stevens fan.
You always have.
Matter of fact, I told you this one time. I said if Coach K, the day inevitably comes that Coach K steps away, I don't care how much money we got to pay this nigga to get him away from Butler or whatever job he has. I want him to take over at Duke. That's the biggest praise that I can give him. That is the only guy I see following Coach K.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He gets it. And and the thing that I hate to say, I don't like to use the word system because I feel like it's.
But every coach has a system. This idea but every coach has a system.
Yeah, everybody has a system. But
It's whether or not your system is it's whether or not you are adjustable enough in your system to incorporate many different players. Because your system, you can't be a one size fits all. You have to be able to adjust, and that's the connotation that people talk talk about when they bring up systems. It's not the fact that it's a system. Every coach has a fucking system. Every single coach has a system. Whether it's the simplest form of playing basketball, it's a system. It's whether or not you can incorporate players of all kinds, of all characters, of all skills to play your system. That's the point.
Yeah, like people sit there and make it seem like, oh, system player, this and that and the third, but like you still have to go out and play basketball.
Absolutely.
And like you still have to go out and do your thing. Like,
and Kyrie is playing at an MVP level. I love the way Kyrie is playing.
And you know, and I think so. And part of me as a Celtics fan is saying that, and I get it that his numbers aren't up there, like he's not scoring 28 per game, but like, you know, he's averaging, I think he's averaging like 18 a game, 19 a game, something like that. Maybe not even that. But like, I think he's got like one of the highest defensive ratings in the game right now. He's like leading the league.
But see, this is the thing. I don't want my point guard scoring 30 points a game.
Yeah,
I don't feel like that type of point guard can win consistently in the NBA.
No,
I just don't. Look at Russell Westbrook. He puts up triple doubles every night and he barely wins. That's the point. When your point guard, and Chuck has said it forever, and I've always believed that. When your point guard is your best offensive player, and he's the guy that has to get shots off every single night and distribute, you're not going to win at a high level. You're just not. You're just not. I don't believe it. I don't believe that that's going to be the case.
Oh, he's actually averaging 20 a game at 5. So he's averaging 20.6, 5.2 assists per game, just over 3 rebounds a game.
His numbers aren't like oh my god. I just love the way. But see, this is why I hate analytics in sports, specifically in baseball, because it's what you're seeing on the court. It's what you're watching. Yes, his efficiency can be a little bit better, or this and that, or his usage rating. Everybody's got a hard on about usage rating and all that. It's what you fucking see with your eyes. Okay, you've been watching basketball your whole life. I've been watching basketball my whole fucking life. I know I didn't play the game. I didn't coach the game. I can't sit here and tell you, about traps and defensive schemes. But I know when a guy is playing at an MVP level. I know when a guy has taken his game to another level, when he's playing smarter and more with a more sense of control. And Kyrie's doing that. He's doing what Russell Westbrook should be doing.
He's getting his teammates involved. He's getting guys looks.
And I told you about Tatum.
He's playing smart with the ball. Like, he's a playmaker.
Yeah, he's a playmaker. And I told you about Tatum. Didn't I tell you about Tatum?
You did.
I told you about fucking Tatum. I told you.
I wasn't down on him. I was like, I like this kid. But I asked you straight up, I was like, yo, what do you think about this kid? And you're like, yo, he's fucking nice. And he's fucking nice. And what's crazy is that he's putting numbers up right now, and he's not getting calls in the paint.
No.
Next year, he's going to start. Jaylen Brown ain't getting him either. But they're both start. Like, Jaylen Brown, I've been high on him. I was talking about him.
And I'll give you credit for that, because I told you I wasn't really high on Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, and I said, wait. Because where he was playing at Cal wasn't like. He was in a bad situation there, I think, and that's. He wasn't a bad.
I'll give you that, and I'll give you the credit because you held down your boy, and you were right. I wasn't that impressed. I saw him playing in high school. I was impressed, and then I saw him at Cal, and I was like, he's all right.
What happened?
I wasn't that high on him, but you're right. He's won me over. He's really played well. He's really played well.
He's shooting better. He's handling the ball better. He's being more assertive. Mm-hmm. I hope that this dude gets in a dunk contest this year because, he had this windmill the other night, and I seen the highlight of it.
I seen the highlight of it. It was
just
nice.
Effortless.
Listen, I think, look, the Celtics right now are proving that. I was high on the Celtics coming into the season. I remember we did the the off-season show we did. I was high on the Celtics. I love the Celtics. I love what they did. Everybody, it's amazing how everybody kind of like, oh my God, they're going to miss, they're going to miss, Crowder. They're going to miss Bradley. I was like, that team had reached the ceiling. And this is the smarts of Danny Ainge. That team had reached the ceiling. That team was not going to be as better as it was. That team, if you want to be honest, that team had outperformed their expectations. That team had overachieved. That team has overachieved. They've literally overachieved. That team is not that good. That team is not that good. They were okay. They were a good, scrappy, underdog team, but the team was not that good. This is a much more talented team. Now, the only thing that would worry me about you guys, is I don't love your bench. I think in a short series, in a big-time series, I think that bench would scare me. So I would say at the trade deadline, you guys have to address that bench a little bit. I think we need
another big to come off the bench. Because our second unit is Marcus Smart, Shemi Ojale, Barry Larkin's son is out here looking like light-skinned AI.
Shane Larkin, yeah. Shane Larkin, a guy who wasn't even in the league last year. Amazing.
Yeah, he's playing great. You know what I mean? Like, now, I don't know if he's going to do anything like come playoff times. Like you said, in short series, he might not even get off the bench. But you have Marcus Smart coming off the bench. Marcus Morris has been hooping lately.
He's solid. Yeah, he's solid. I mean, you guys have a makings of a pretty decent bench.
Last night, he was hitting big shots down the stretch. He's just a good, flexible player.
I don't know. I just think that bench in a big spot could struggle.
And then Rozier has really been balling too.
Rozier's nice, but to me, he's too much like Marcus Smart. When they're on. When they're
better than Marcus Smart.
He's a little bit better shooter than Marcus Smart, but still, they're inconsistent offensive players, and I don't love inconsistent offensive players in big spots because they're just when nights that they're off, they're really off, and that's the thing with Rozier. When he's on, he's on.
Rozier's actually been very consistent shooting the ball this year so far. Every year he gets better. Marcus Smart, his problem is Marcus Smart thinks that he's a better shooter than he is.
Marcus Smart thinks he's a better everything than what he is.
Except for defender. He's an excellent defender.
Oh, he's an excellent defender. Excellent.
But offensively, he's a good, he can run the point, make the right pass, get in the right spots, IQ-wise, you know what I mean? But, everything else, he's, average, he's a below average shooter. He thinks he's a better shooter than he is. So I'm like, dog, why are you taking these shots?
Yeah.
But Rozier is much more assertive on that end, and Rozier can get to the rack when he wants to. So that adds another element to that bench unit. And then defensively, that's still a very formidable, unit. And the other thing too is that Brad Stevens, his rotations are very calculated.
You know what you guys need? Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, Brad Stevens puts his guys in a position that he can leave them out there for long stretches, and they'll be okay because of how he puts his rotations together. I mean, Kyrie didn't come in until the last, 4 minutes of the game the other night, you know what I mean, to close it out because the bench was playing well. I mean, albeit it was the Nets, but, hey, some people get hot, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. I think you guys really need though is that one guy off the bench, that Joe Johnson that could just come in and just get buckets. Don't do it. I don't need you to do anything else. I don't need you to rebound. I don't need you to play defense. I need you to come in and be that microwave instant offense. That's what you guys need. That's the one piece I would say you guys are missing.
I don't know if that player exists that's available.
But we'll see when the deadline comes. Who's available? Who's not? We'll see.
Somebody usually becomes available.
But yeah, that's the guy that I would say right now. If I just had to pinpoint what you guys needed, that's the guy.
The problem is usually those guys are tweener guards. You know what I mean? They're the Lou Williams of the world.
Yeah.
And we have enough of those guys. So
but you guys could use a Lou Williams. That's the crazy part. We could. I would take Lou Williams over Marcus Smart right now. I say that.
The problem is that Marcus Smart does all of those other things that you need a player to do. He's a glue guy. He's an elite glue guy. And every team needs that guy. And
I agree.
Marcus Smart can defend.
But to me, it's a little bit of redundancy with Rozier and Marcus Smart. That's the only thing I would say.
I don't think so. I think they're two different players.
Okay. I guess.
You should watch more Celtics basketball.
Nigga, I don't want to watch boredom.
Well, I mean, you should watch a successful team. Maybe you get some ideas for yours.
Okay, successful what? When y'all get fucking ramrodded by Queen James?
Fuck out of here. The Cavs are awful.
Do you want to get to that? Because I've been holding my shit for.
You got one in the chamber for LeBron?
I got one in the chamber for LeBron.
Let that shit loose.
The King of New York, really, nigga?
That shit was wild.
The king of New York. So first of all, here's my problem with the whole thing. Okay, number one, to come out of your mouth, and again, he was right because I've said it on this show that I thought the Knicks should have drafted Dennis Smith. We all know Dennis Smith was the guy to draft with the number 8 pick. No one's gonna ever debate that. But number one, you don't hear other NBA players, especially the flag bearer, the greatest player in the league, basically disrespect another rookie, a kid, who, by the way, has played well.
Yeah, he has played.
He's played well, and he hasn't been starting. That's why his numbers aren't up to.
He's a good basketball player.
He's a good basketball player. He's got it defensively. His offense his offense needs a little work, especially his shooting. But he's got it. He's got tools there that he can develop into a very good player. Now, what is he going to be? Dennis Smith level? I don't know yet, but he's got the ability. But to come out of your fucking neck, the thing that bothered me is that first he said, first he said, well, I know it's going to be controversial. I know people are going to get upset about this. So once you say that, you know that what you're about to say is going to piss people off. So then don't act surprised when it does piss people off. Well, New York, you guys always blow things out of proportion. Yes, nigga, you knew it was going to get blown out of proportion. You said it. You prefaced your comments by saying that, this is gonna make some people upset. You knew the fucking shit was gonna make people upset. And it made people upset because it's not that what you said was not the truth. It's that why say it at all? First of all, you play for the Cavaliers. You don't play for the fucking Knicks. Number two, the Knicks and the Cavaliers are on opposite ends of the spectrum. The Cavaliers are a team that's expected to compete for a championship, and the Knicks are a young team trying to find their way. So it's not like you had to go out. It's not like this is your rival. It's not like this is the Celtics or the Wizards that you had to go out of your way to fucking throw shade at them. You just literally went out of your way to throw shade for no reason. And then his excuse was, well, I was trying to throw shots at Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson's not even a part of the fucking organization anymore. So it makes no fucking sense for you to even throw that shot to begin with. He's not a part of the organization. That's like somebody trying to take a shot at the Celtics for Antoine Walker. Like, nigga, he don't play here no more. That's like trying to take a shot at the Lakers for Byron Scott. Nigga, the Byron Scott don't coach here anymore. So what the fuck was the point of the shot to begin with? And it's like, that was disrespect. And then don't try to act like, I didn't mean any disrespect to Frank. I mean, I was just saying how good Dennis Smith were. But you did disrespect Frank Ntilikina, because those guys are going to be forever synced together. Like, you know this. You're a smart cat, dude. Like, don't try to act stupid. See, this is my problem with LeBron. Okay? You want to go out there and be the tough guy, because LeBron loves being a phony tough guy. He loves being the big bad LeBron. But he picks and chooses who he does that to. Because I still remember when fucking Draymond took his heart in Game 4 of the fucking NBA Finals 2 years ago. He doesn't forget that. I guarantee you LeBron still has sleepless nights about that, when he got bitched out. And then he fucking ratted on him to fucking Adam Silver in the fucking podium.
You hit him on the bat phone, start snitching.
Exactly, you bitch ass nigga. But here's the thing that bothers me, right? It's like, if you're gonna throw shade, if you're gonna make the comment, if you're gonna say whatever it is that you're gonna say, at least own it. Own it. Yeah, I said it. I haven't seen this Ntilikina kid. Maybe he might be nice or whatever, but I know this. I know Dennis Smith is that nigga. At least own it. I would have more respect for LeBron if he fucking owned the comment. Don't fucking try to backtrack because you got fucking heat and you got niggas mad at you. I wasn't a disrespect against Frank. I'm just saying. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Why the fuck are you even talking about the Knicks? Why? And then his little fucking Instagram video riding the subway. Oh, it's cute. The subway is like, you're corny, dude. You're corny. Like, stop. You're a fucking cornball, bro. Like, you try so hard to be a bad boy. Like, you're not. Yeah. You're not. You're a bitch. You're bitch made. Stop, okay?
My problem with him is twofold. I like LeBron, the basketball player, but LeBron, the person, gets on my last.
He's a bitch. He's a bitch.
This is my problem with him. Is that, number one, LeBron, alright, so keep this. LeBron is the dude out of your group of boys that always quick to start roasting, but as soon as you turn it around and you hit him with, when you start trying to fry him, then he wants to get all mad because the jokes are on him.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And the other problem that I have with LeBron is along the same lines, is that he's always quick to say something and then back off. Like, he throws stones and then hides his hands.
Exactly. He's a bitch.
All the time.
He's a bitch all the fucking time.
What was it, like 2 weeks ago, Kyrie was going off in a game, and he tweeted that motherfucking Arthur fist meme, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And then did that whole Instagram post of him, like, through the years, like, fist bump. And I'm like, dog, you went out of your way to prove a point for something that goes away from the original point of what you want to do anyway.
Exactly.
Like, you know what you were doing, but you went out of your way to essentially just lie and say, oh, nah, I was making this post about this.
Exactly, you lying ass nigga. Like, get the fuck out of here, B.
Why? Just
for what?
Post the fucking Arthur meme, troll in peace, and just ignore everybody. Turn your notifications off.
This is my problem. This is my problem with LeBron. Okay, his character, his behavior is unbecoming of a guy of his stature.
Yeah.
Like, you would never see Jordan do some shit like that. And I know it's the cliched thing to do, to bring up Jordan and say Jordan wouldn't do this and Jordan wouldn't do that, but it's the fucking truth. Do you think Larry Bird would ever do some shit like this? Or fucking Magic would ever do some bitch ass shit like this? Like, you are the flag bearer of the league. You are the gold standard. You are the guy by which everybody compares themselves to in the league right now. You are that nigga. You are supposed to be above the fray. Why? Why are you even, for what? What did Frank Ntilikina ever do to you? This is a rookie that is just trying to find his way in the league. Has done nothing to you.
This nigga's not even from this country, dog.
But the thing is, it's like, why take the shot at the kid for no fucking reason? Why are the Knicks even coming out of your fucking, I know that he said it on Saturday night after he played Dennis Smith and the Mavs and the Knicks were the next opponent. I get that. But why even mention the Knicks? Just, I can give Dennis Smith a compliment without ever bringing up the Knicks. And again, what he said is accurate, but that's not the point. That's not the fucking point. It's not whether it was right or wrong. It's just, why say it? Why go out of your way to throw a random shot and then not own it? That's my problem. And I know that they came back and won the game. I get that. Enes Kanter was about to slap his bitch ass up.
He don't want no problems. Enes Kanter got fucking...
This nigga's taking on the Turkish government. You think he gives a fuck about LeBron, the Queen James? Get the fuck out of here. And Maverick Carter? Get the hell out of here. They don't give a fuck about these niggas. Get out of here.
He got a whole regime trying to take him out.
But he's supposed to be afraid about he's supposed to be afraid of LeBron and Maverick Carter and old booty liquor. Get the fuck out of here, man. Or booty licky, not the liquor. He's the licky. And it's like, it's just like, but that's my biggest issue is own the fucking comment. Like, don't try to backtrack because now you're facing some fucking heat for the shit. And then, I tell you, New York always blows things out of proportion. And then you're gonna fucking post an Instagram, about you're the king of New York. You're the king of New York. Really, motherfucker. How can you be the king when your daddy's still alive? Nigga, Delonte's still alive. Last time I checked, he didn't pass away. He's still alive. So how you gonna be the king? How you the king? Oh, you the king. I know what you not the king of. The finals, nigga. Your 3-5 fucking record. I know you're not the king of the finals. I know that. The fuck out of here. King of New York. Get the fuck. And then the shit that pissed me off is a subway ride. The subway. No. Trying to be cute. Nigga, you're not cute. You're fucking corny, bro. You're a cornball.
They all had their hoods up covering.
Yeah, there's some bad boys. Like, get the fuck out of here, B. First of all, I can see the security guard right there. Like, the dude was secure. Like, you don't get no credit for that.
No.
The fuck out of here, man. You wasn't riding no dangerous ass line either.
Them niggas was in, like, Williamsburg and shit.
Fuck out of here, man. Nah, it just pisses me off with this dude, man. He's a fucking female. It's like he constantly wants attention. It's like, when they're not talking about, my team sucked. Nobody talking about me. It's about Lonzo and Christine Porzingis. Everybody's attention, and Kyrie's playing well. And nobody's talking about me. Let me take a shot. And like, shut the fuck up, you bitch ass nigga. Worry about your team. Worry about your team being over 500. Let's do that. Can we do that? Can we worry about that? Can we worry about that? Can we worry about you not fucking choking away another fucking final? Can we worry about you not trying to get another coach fired? Can you sign an extension, nigga? Worry about that. Talk about that. Hey, LeBron, are you gonna re-sign with Cleveland? Yeah. Have a off the cuff comment about that. Talk about that. Instead of taking shots at the Knicks. Why are you worried about the Knicks? The Knicks are nowhere near your peripheral right now. They're on the opposite ends of the spectrum. But you got a mouthful about the Knicks. Why? Because you have a fucking hard on for Phil Jackson. Newsflash, LeBron. Newsflash. Okay? Newsflash. Phil Jackson has more championship rings than you do. I know Phil Jackson was a shitty ass fucking executive, but don't try to come out of your mouth and disrespect Phil Jackson. Okay? Phil Jackson will forever have more championship rings than you will ever have. Ever. Okay? The fuck out of here, man. I'm done. This nigga pissed me off.
You need a towel?
I'm good, nigga. The fuck out of here. King of New York. Get the king of my city, nigga. Fuck out of here.
I just wanted to add, speaking of Kyrie.
Speak, light skin.
Fuck out of here. The Celtics have won 13 games since Kyrie told that fan to suck his dick.
He should have told LeBron to suck his dick.
He probably did. He probably shot him that text.
Bitch ass nigga.
But, yeah, ever since he told that fan to suck my dick, Celtics are on a winning streak. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I know you got a hard on for the Celtics, man. It's okay. I get it.
Why you gotta make it gay, man? What's wrong with you?
Hey, man, there's nothing wrong with that, man. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's 2017, man. It's all about equality, man. There's nothing wrong with that.
You need some help, man. We gonna get you squared away, man.
Hey, man, let's talk about the NFL before we get the hell up out of here, man.
All right. Oh, the Bucks fucking suck, so.
And we lost to y'all, to the fucking Bucks. So it's.
I ain't even bothered to watch that game, dog. I was like, fuck this.
Yes, that's the state of my fucking team right now. We fucking didn't show up against the Bucks. And Ryan fucking Fitzpatrick, amazing.
Nigga, I would rather watch Pee Wee football than watch that game, dog.
Nigga, I would rather watch you do anything than watch that game.
You know what I was watching instead of that fucking game? I was at school at a theater show. Mostly because I had to do it for it was a black box show. I had to do it for a grade. But
nigga, you was putting on tight spandex on and
nigga, I said watching. See, look, you so quick to get a joke, you can't even listen right.
Okay, I'm just making sure, dog. I'm just making sure you didn't have your inner your inner thespian in you.
I'll whoop your ass. Don't play with me.
I said thespian, nigga.
I know.
You know, it's 2017, man. We're not making homophobic jokes here, man. We're above that here at the TFP. You know what I mean? Yeah. We're above that.
Anyway.
But, yeah, man. NFL talk
sucks this year anyway.
It fucking sucks. I mean, anybody who, I was having this conversation with somebody and, you know, they were talking about the NFL ratings being down. And I'm like, why are you surprised? Look at this. First of all, we can talk about why the NFL ratings are down. Obviously, the protests on both sides, not just the motherfuckers, not just the flag circle jerkers, but both sides of the fucking protests. There's people protesting the NFL because of what they're fucking doing to Kaepernick, and there's people protesting because of the fucking anthems and people kneeling. So there's both sides of this that are affected. So obviously, that's the easy thing to take. But I think the main issue is that I think the NFL is just. I think it's peaked. I think this product is just shitty. I mean, who wants to watch this? Who wants to watch? You watch a game, there's fucking 45 fucking penalties in a game. We don't know what a fucking touchdown is. We don't know what a catch is anymore. You can't hit a guy anymore because it's a fucking penalty or it's targeting or it's this or it's that. It's phony fucking, it's phony fucking parody because, the NFL likes to throw its chest out there. Oh, our league is full of parody. No, it's not parody when your league is comprised of every team is 7-9 or 9-7 with 2 or 3 really good teams that are 12-4. That's not parody. That's mediocrity. That's not parity. It's mediocrity. Okay? That's not parity. Parity is having 3, 4, 5, 6 really good teams that all have a chance to win, like baseball. Like baseball, you could come in every year and there's about 3 to 4 teams that are really good that you think have a good chance, and then there's some wild cards in there like, oh, if this team gets hot, maybe they can win. That's parity. That's solid, outstanding parity. Not this bullshit. Not this bullshit. That's not parity.
Yeah, I mean, like,
who wants to watch this?
Nobody wants to watch it.
And then the thing that's really hurting it, dog?
There's a laundry list of stars that are out for the season.
That's what I was going to bring up. The quarterback. The quarterback play right now is what's really hurting this league. Because, the quarterback play was shoddy to begin with anyway. That was before Deshaun Watson. That was before fucking Aaron Rodgers. That was before fucking Andrew Luck. The quarterback play was shoddy before that. And now you've got superstars. I'm not going to put Deshaun Watson as a superstar, but a guy with with superstar potential, that is. You got guys that are hurt. Who the fuck?
Jameis is hurt.
I wouldn't qualify. He's not a superstar, but I get it. But I get what you're saying.
He's a star, but I'm just saying, like, the quarterback in general.
Yeah. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But who the fuck wants to watch Brett Hundley? Who the fuck wants to watch him? Who the fuck wants to
threw for like 35 yards?
Exactly. Who the fuck wants to watch Brett Hundley do anything? Especially play quarterback. Who the fuck wants to watch these also ran fucking teams? Jacoby Brissett? Please. Where do I draw the blinds? Like,
Brissett's okay.
Again, Jacoby Brissett, stop, please.
He's alright.
Whatever. Anyway, like who the fuck?
He's a hell of a lot better than fucking Brett Hundley.
That's not saying much. That's like saying I'd rather have diabetes over cancer. It's like, it's not really that much of a fucking.
That's a terrible comparison.
What? I'm saying Brett Hundley is cancer and Jacoby Brissett is diabetes. Pick and choose. Pick and choose.
You want to have.
What? Pick and choose. And I've had both afflict my family, so I can make that joke. Okay.
Anyway,
it's what would you rather have? Would you rather have a swollen leg or have a fucking tumor in your body? Just saying, man. Just saying.
Why you make it sound like Big Mama off soul food?
Would you rather go through chemo or have to fucking do insulin? It's a preference thing, okay? It's a preference thing.
But the Niners, this nigga, I'd never heard of him. I was like, saw number 3 out there throwing the ball. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I was like, yo, I've never heard of this dude before. Like, what?
CJ Beathard?
Where am I?
CJ Beathard? Yeah. I mean, if you watch Iowa football, you've heard of him.
Huh?
If you watch Iowa football, if you got a hard on for Iowa football, you've heard of him.
Those two words have never been in the same sentence ever before this day.
Hey, man. Some people do, man. Some people would watch that also-ran fucking program.
Niggas be getting it up over fucking corn.
Fuck out of here, man. I hate Iowa. Fuck them niggas. But anyway, yeah, I get what you're saying, man. I mean, it's just
overall, Carson Palmer is out, and they've had a terrible quarterback situation there for fucking years.
They have a terrible quarterback situation with Carson Palmer.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not that much better at this point in his career anymore. I mean, shit.
Like, the teams that don't have even, like, a respectable starter at quarterback, like, the Niners, the Cardinals,
the Jets,
fucking the Dolphins.
Yep.
Let's see, who fucking else? Like, the Giants at this point.
Yeah, really at this point.
The Packers, the Bills, they just benched Tyrod.
Which I don't understand that, because they're still in the playoff chase. And I know he had a bad performance on Sunday. I get that. Yeah. But you're benching the guy. See, this is my problem. There's gotta be something else there. There's gotta be something else there, because they've
been having issues since last year.
Well, yeah. They gave him that extension. But here's my thing, though. But here's the thing. But here's where you're losing me. Here's if you're I forgot their fucking coach's name. But here's where you
McDermott?
Yeah, McDermott. Yeah, McDermott. I think it's McDermott. Yeah, Sean McDermott or whatever. I think it is. Yeah. But this is where you lose me, right? 2 weeks ago when the Bills came into New York to play the fucking Jets, all I heard was Tyrod Taylor's playing great. He's making smart decisions. Blah, blah, blah. We're 5-2. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then 2 weeks later, you lose 2 games, and now the guy's the worst. It's a scorched earth policy with Tyrod Taylor now. Really? That's where that was fucking quick. And again, I'm not a Tyrod Taylor fan. I'm not a Tyrod Taylor fan.
I like him. I think
he's all right.
Like he's not lighting the world on fire, but he's.
I mean, he's all right. He's better than Brett Hundley, but I mean, he's all right. Yeah, that's not saying much, of course. But I'm just saying, I don't know how it went from 2 weeks ago. I don't know how it went from 2 weeks ago. Tyrod Taylor should have been a Pro Bowler.
He's the black Alex Smith.
I wouldn't go that far.
Much.
I wouldn't go that far. Alex Smith is underrated in a lot of ways when you think about it, but I'm not going to go that far. Tyrod Taylor's solid. You could do a lot better, but you could do a lot worse too. He's solid.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I don't know how you go into, and again, I know he had he wasn't great against the Jets, and I know he had a fucking shitty ass performance against the Saints. I mean, if you can't put up points against that defense, I don't know what the fuck is your issue. But
the Saints have been legit.
Hey, give me credit. Didn't I say the Saints were going to be good this year? Didn't I tell you in the football preview show that the Saints were
dead ass wrong about the Cardinals, though?
Yeah, I know. Hey, man, you can't win them all, bro. But
wrong were we about the fucking Rams?
Yeah. I didn't think they were going to be as bad. I thought the Rams would be better, but yeah, I didn't think they would be 6-2 better or 6-7-2, whatever the fuck they are now. I didn't think they'd be that good.
They're lighting it up.
And Goff, I'll give him credit. Goff has shown me something this year.
He is. He looks.
He's playing well.
It's amazing how much a new coach can change things.
No, it's not. It's not amazing. I mean, because he had Jeff Fisher, a guy who's had his job 14 years too late.
I was being sarcastic.
I know. I just had to throw that shot in there. Jeff Fisher, a guy who's had his job 14 years too late.
That's white privilege in a polo.
Exactly. Jeff Fisher. Anyway, but yeah, we were wrong about the Rams, man. We were wrong about the Rams, and I know. And how many niggas was wrong about the Giants? Oh God! And I must say, it can't happen to a better organization.
Fuck the Giants.
It can't happen to a better organization.
Speaking of the Rams, did you see that 3rd and 33? That there goes on the Giants just didn't want to tackle?
Yes. Listen, if you're a Giants fan out there, I don't give a fuck if the Jets never win another football game from now to 2025. I don't give a shit. You niggas can't talk.
Talking about Super Bowl.
You niggas can't talk to me about anything because the Giants are like the first team in 50 years, some shit like that, to give up a touchdown on 3rd and 33. Like, no. You matter of fact, Giant fans, go home. Go home. You're drunk. You can't talk about football anymore. You're done. Your privileges have been revoked.
They were looking very suspect before Beckham broke his leg too, so they can't even use that shit as an excuse.
Oh, they were done. I was right about the Giants. But then I tell you, now I'll say this: I didn't expect the Giants to be this bad. But I told you about the Giants. I thought the Giants were overrated. This idea that the Giants were the Super Bowl team, get the fuck out of here. With no offensive line, with Eli regressing, get the fuck out of here. They're not. They're far away from a Super Bowl. I'll say that.
I didn't think the Eagles would be this good either.
I told you. I said it on the previous show too. I was like, I didn't know what to read about the Eagles. I love Carson Wentz. I said it on the podcast before that. I said that at the preseason podcast. I was like, I love Carson Wentz, but I don't love the rest of that football team. Their defense is good, but I don't love that offense. And I still don't love that offense, by the way. I still think in a big spot, I don't trust Nelson Aguilar to make big plays. That's just me. I don't trust him.
What's up? They still got Alshon Jeffrey, but I think he's a little.
Jeffrey's regressed, and he's always been a little overrated. He had his best years when he had Brandon Marshall still in his prime with him.
Yeah.
As soon as Brandon Marshall left, he fell off the map.
He can't stay healthy either.
Yeah, that's another thing. He can't stay healthy. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like preseason predictions that went various ways that we did, but
everywhere.
Yeah. But the biggest thing going on in the NFL.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, overall though, like, I mean, it still doesn't change the fact we could have been right on all of our predictions, and I still think like for me personally, like, I mean, I watch a lot of football, even if my team sucks. Like, I try to.
And like, they do suck.
But yeah, they fucking are terrible, and I hope we get. Anyway, that's another discussion. I don't even know what the fuck they need to do down there.
I told you, I thought they were going to be they were getting a little too much praise.
I mean, the
going into
praise
the season
was, well, it's the execution isn't there first and foremost,
and we could take Dirk Cutter out of the Hall of Fame too. By the way,
he's regret so badly as a play caller. I don't even know if I'm looking at the same coach. It's almost like fucking Lovie Smith is.
And can Jameis Winston not start fights when he's got a bum shoulder, please? Can we?
He's dumb. That shit pissed me off.
Can we do that? Can we not start fucking sideline fracases when you're a quarterback? And yeah, please let's not do that.
Like, I have been saying, like, even going back, that he was hurt, and then he played well against Buffalo, and then he re-injured his shoulder, and Bucs fans are the worst because they're like, oh, Winston's not the answer, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And there's like a Facebook group that I'm a part of, and they're like bashing Winston or whatever. And I'm like, yo, I don't know if you follow his Dr. Chow on Twitter, but he's like a former team doctor for the Chargers. And he'll like, people will be like, yo, what do you think about this injury? And he'll say, oh, this looks like such and such and such and such. Like, he'll tell you, like, this looks like an ACL, or this looks like a ruptured Achilles, da-da-da. Like, he'll tell you based off of what he sees in the film. So he was saying that Jameis sprained his AC joint. You can tell by the way he's moving his arm. And there's a secondary muscle injury, probably from overcompensating from spraining his AC joint. And I was telling people, like, yo, Jameis is hurt. No, he's not hurt. Da-da-da-da-da-da. He just sucks, this and that. He's not the answer. He's not accurate, da-da-da. And I was like, okay, well, there's a professional that disagrees. And then they just go out of their way. Oh, well, he was a drug addict and he got fired.
What?
Da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, whatever. See, this is what he's an alcoholic or whatever. Like, I guess he has some sketcy past or whatever. But
yeah,
I'm like, okay, but it doesn't change the fact that that's his opinion as a medical doctor. Like, he still is a doctor. You know what I mean? But, the execution just isn't there. Mike Smith, which I was high on because our defense looked like world beaters last year at the end of the season. And this year, it's vanilla defense. Like, there's nothing there. And we don't have a pass rush. That's not helping either. It's just overall, the execution is not there. And the Bucs are stuck because they just got done paying Greg Schiano. They're still paying Lovie Smith. Are they going to fire Dirk Cutter and Mike Smith? They're paying Mike Smith head coach money to be defensive coordinator. Are they going to fire him?
Would it surprise you? It's the Glazers. Would it surprise you?
Yeah, and part of me is like, okay, get these fucking clowns out of town. But then you have the same problem that you keep having is that you don't have any continuity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
So it's like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. So, but I think, like, as a general rule of thumb, like, football is more enjoyable when your team is watchable. But
I think football is more enjoyable when the actual product is watchable. I mean, I just can't watch this shit.
Overall, across the board, has been terrible.
The only reason, and I don't even use this as an excuse anymore, because I was going to say the only reason people actually watch football still is for fantasy, and I don't even think you have to watch the games anymore for that. Do you even have to watch the games for fantasy purposes anymore?
Not really.
No, and look, we're not saying that we're not football fans anymore, but we're pointing out the obvious. Why are the ratings declining? In part because of the protests on both sides, but in part because this fucking product is shit. It's shit. And every fucking week there's another scandal. There's Ezekiel Elliott forever. And oh, by the way, Zeke, good job, idiot. Now you're fucking gone till week 16. You should have just fucking took your suspension. I'll save that for later. I'll save it for my foul of the week.
Just to make it real quick,
I'll save it for the foul of my week.
It's not an issue of whether you're right or wrong, but somebody in his camp should have been like, look, man, they're not going to clear you on this suspension. Take it now, come back, you'll be good for the playoffs.
Exactly. That's my foul of the week, so I'm going to say more about that later. But, you have a controversy every fucking week, and now you got this whole Jerry Jones situation with fucking trying to oust Goodell, and now there's a fucking civil war going on between Goodell and the other owner, between Jones and the other owners. This is why I could, for the life of me, I will never understand how the fuck Jerry Jones made the Hall of Fame to begin with. A guy who's done nothing. Yes, I know he won 2 championships, but that was more Jimmy Johnson than it was Jerry fucking Jones.
Money won those fucking titles.
No, that was Jimmy Johnson that won those fucking championships, not Jerry Jones, his dumbass.
Nah, he had to pay him, so. Yeah.
I mean, he had to pay him, but still. I could have fucking paid Emmitt Smith. Trust me. I could have paid him. I could have figured it out. I would have figured it out. Trust me. If I had $1 billion and Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman and fucking Michael Irvin and Novacek and I would have figured it out a way to pay them. Trust me. But this fucking idiot. See, last year when Deflategate was the story of the year, Jerry Jones was all gung-ho behind fucking Roger Goodell because it wasn't his boy affected. It wasn't his guy fucking, up for suspension. But now this year, how amazing how things change in a year, right? When Ezekiel Elliott is out there beating bitches up and getting suspended. Oh, I don't like Roger Goodell anymore. I think that we need to get rid of him and need to get some younger blood and somebody else. Oh, really, Jerry? Really? Because I could distinctly remember when it was Kraft against Goodell last year, you were all gung-ho defending Goodell, and Goodell's making us money and da-da-da. Now this year you want to fucking oust Goodell. And again, I'm not defending Goodell because Goodell is a fucking piece of shit, if you ask me. But I don't like the phoniness of it. I don't like the phoniness of it.
He does what he wants to do as it suits his agendas.
He's a fucking phony.
And they're all like that, dog. Like,
they're all fucking phonies. Jerry Jones was the same guy. Not one cowboy on my team is going to kneel and disrespect the flag. And then, of course, Donald Trump opens his fat ass fucking mouth, and then we got to kneel and join us together and be together.
And that corny ass shit where they fucking kneeled before the anthem.
Exactly. Get the fuck out of here. Stupid. Get the fuck out of here. And then after that, then he does that. He kneels with the rest of his players. Then 2 weeks later, we got to get this nipped in the bud, and our advertisers are losing money and blah blah blah. I don't know why I'm just using the country voice. Because I think that's what Jerry Jones sounds like. I'm sorry, but anyway, we're losing money and advertise. Shut the fuck up, you big ass phony. Like, you're a phony too. You just fucking roll with the wind. Whatever's convenient, whatever's in the water, that's what you're gonna fucking sip. That's what you're gonna go with. You're a fucking phony. Get out of here, dude. How the fuck did anybody vote him into the Hall of Fame?
You don't hear anything about any of the other owners making statements about anything else. Like, Jerry Jones has to be in the spotlight. He has to be in front of the microphones. He has to do this. He's got to be the face of the Cowboys. Like, bruh, they're not there to see you. It's like on the fucking Temptations movie when dude was like, ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. The same thing. Nobody was going to see the fucking Temptations to see fucking Otis.
Yeah.
They wanted to go see my man David Ruffin.
Exactly.
All coked up. Jerry Jones, you are fucking Otis.
So would David Ruffins qualify as Michael Irvin then, since he was all coked up?
Yeah, that's
basically.
Dog, hey, have you ever seen that Michael Irvin tweet where he was like, man, when we played in that cold weather, we was cold?
No.
Nigga, it floats on my timeline. It's in my favorites somewhere. But that shit makes me laugh every time I see it, because I read that shit in his voice. He's like, man, when we played in that cold weather, it was cold. Like,
thanks for the brilliant analysis there, Mike.
Thanks. fucking.
Yeah, Starling. A+ analysis, man.
Review there.
Yeah,
way
amazing.
To go.
No shit, Sherlock.
Groundbreaking news.
I know, right? You, sir, are no John Madden. That's for sure.
Damn, and that's not even like a compliment, because Chris fucking Collinsworth is the captain of saying the most obvious fucking shit.
He talks too fucking much.
Dog, who was it? Was it Trent Dilfer? Was like, if you give up what he's like, if you don't put up points in a football game, you lose.
Yeah, Trent Dilfer. Trent Dilfer, who likes to label himself the quarterback guru. Bitch, who the fuck is you? Who died and named you the quarterback whisperer? Trent Dilfer? Trent Dilfer. The worst quarterback to win a Super Bowl? Really?
It took one of the top.
Nah, that's probably Brad Johnson. Brad Johnson was the worst quarterback to win a Super Bowl.
They're pretty shitty, both of them.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway.
But case in point, for Brad Johnson, too, it took those two defenses.
All world.
At any point in time, one of the top three defenses that you would bring. If you say one of those defenses is the best, nobody's going to argue with you.
I still think the Ravens was better. But that's
I disagree. But
nah, I think the Ravens, the 2000 Ravens were the best defense I've ever seen. But
Ravens.
Tampa was good. Tampa was up there.
Better, but
Tampa had. Do you know what Tampa had? Tampa had more stars on that defense than the Ravens did.
I mean, they had Rondé, Warren Sapp. Yeah, you're right.
Simeon Rice.
They just got Simeon Rice.
Brooks.
They got takeaways. Like, that's what that defense was.
They were a flashy, more dynamic defense, I would probably say, but pound for pound, just you take everything incorporated, that Ravens defense was just, I mean, that shit was fucking phenomenal.
But like I said, like, you can say, but if somebody said, yo, the Ravens defense, I think is better, I'm like, well, I
mean, you can't really, it's an easy debate, yeah.
You and a defense, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It just depends on what you find, like, aesthetically better about a defense. But again, fucking Trent Dilfer out here saying like snide ass remarks about certain quarterbacks and things like that.
Like he's all world. Bitch, get the fuck out of here.
Right. Fuck out of here, man.
Fuck out of here, man. You're lucky to have a fucking Super Bowl ring.
Very lucky.
Very. Real quick on this review of the 30 for 30 with Ric Flair, man. I think it's one of the best 30 for 30s they've ever done. And I know I'm a huge wrestling fan, so I'm gonna be partial to this shit. But you know me, I would say if the shit was whack. But no, it was really well done. I think it's up there. I don't know if it's the best. But it's in the top 5. I loved the way they did it, man. It was just I think if you're a wrestling fan, you love it. And I think if you're a non-wrestling fan or if you've never watched wrestling before, but you've heard of Ric Flair or know who he is, you could still like and respect the show. Like, I think it's that good of a documentary. It kind of goes into, it goes into his life. You know, it basically covers, you know, it's your typical 30 for 30. It kind of has an overview of his career, his accomplishments, his legacy, his impact. And then it kind of goes, and then it's really kind of broken up into 2 parts. It's kind of the legacy and the impact of Ric Flair. And then it kind of talks about kind of Ric Flair outside of the ring, the lifestyle, the absentee father, husband, the driven obsession with being the best. So it kind of talks about those 2 things and it has like animation to kind of reenact certain images and certain things of his life and moments. And I loved it. I loved every single part of the show, man. I think it was tremendously done. If you haven't watched it, I think it's must watch. I think you have to go see it. I think I'm gonna have to take a look. I'm trying not to spoil it too much because I know you haven't seen it, and I know some people probably still haven't seen it too. But it's just really good. I mean, it covers everything. It covers everything. The one knock, I would have liked them to cover more of the WWE years, his early run in the early '90s, and then his late. They kind of glossed over it a little bit. Well, not glossed over it, but they didn't provide much depth to his WWE years, and I'm a huge fan of Ric Flair from his WWE, especially his early run in the early '90s. They talked about it, but it was kind of a brief overview. They didn't really go in depth with it. So I would have liked that a little bit, but outside, and that's a small complaint. It's like a nitpick. It's not a detraction in any way, but I would say that's the only little negative I have of it. But outside of that, though, it was tremendous, man. The music throughout the show was tremendous. Like I said, the animation to kind of reenact certain events and stuff was really good. But it wasn't corny animation. Like, you know how sometimes they try to do animations in documentaries and it's like comes off corny. No, this one was kind of interwoven into the story as well. And it just flowed. I love the flow of it too. I loved it because it's like a documentary, but it's also an interview at the same time. And I just liked how Rory Karp, the director of it, to give him a shout out. I liked how he kind of interweaved all of these different little elements to make one 30 for 30. I loved it. I thought it was a great show, and I think it's a must watch for anybody, whether you're a wrestling fan or not. Cause I talked to a lot of cats that, aren't the biggest wrestling fans. I mean, they know who Ric Flair is, obviously. I mean, it's hard to, most people know who Ric Flair is, but if you've never watched a single day of wrestling in your life, you can watch that show. Cause I did. I talked to a lot of people that were in that same category that don't watch wrestling, never watched a day of wrestling in their life. Maybe a couple times when when they were kids or whatever. And they were like, oh, I thought it was phenomenal. I don't know who this I knew Ric Flair, but I didn't know of all these things. And man, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just a great show. It's just a great documentary. And I recommend everybody check it out, man. For real.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to peep. It's almost the weekend, and it's cold outside, so I damn sure ain't going nowhere. So I have to check it out.
Yeah, man, check it out on the DVR, man. It's really good. It's really good. If I had to give it a grade, because I know I'm trying to incorporate more 30 for 30 reviews on the show, like I'm probably gonna start doing reviews of different 30 for 30s as like a singular episode, like a solo episode. Just to kind of review certain 30 for 30s. I want to do like a 30 for 30 exclusive show, like rate the 10 best 30 for 30s ever. I want to do that in the future. And not just me as a solo. I mean, I could bring you and Luke on the show too, just to do it. But I want to do that maybe like over the summer where news is kind of light, or whatever, on a light week or something. Do something like that.
Do it over the winter when niggas ain't doing shit.
Yeah, that too. I mean, but yeah, we'll get to that definitely down the road. But, if I had to give it a grade, I don't do thumbs if I had to give it a grade, I give it an A, man. A solid A. I think it's perfect. It's definitely one of the 5 best 30 for 30s I've ever seen. For sure. So it's up there.
So I'm gonna have to peep it.
Yeah.
30 for 30 though, but ESPN's really been including a lot of wrestling content, so it actually.
Well, they got they got a working relationship.
He's kind of transcended on that anyway, so I guess now that I think about it, that's not too far fetched.
Yeah, it's not far fetched. I mean, they got a working relationship together, so it was bound to happen, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see more. If you see more 30 for 30s for wrestlers, I mean, it would be big time wrestlers. It would be transcendent stars. So I wouldn't be surprised if in the future you see a Hulk Hogan 30 for 30, and that's another guy who I thought shined on the 30 for 30, because of course they had a lot of different wrestlers talk about Ric Flair and his impact, and Hogan I thought was one of the highlights of the show. I love what he had to say about Ric Flair, and I thought he provided a lot of insight to the show. So, it's hard. Anybody who knows the wrestling business knows it's hard for Hogan to be gracious about anything. So the fact that he was gracious to Ric Flair was a good thing to see. So yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if they make more 30 for 30s about wrestlers, especially like transcendent stars like Hulk Hogan. The Rock obviously is an easy one. Stone Cold, guys like that. I mean, I don't see them making one of like, I mean, they might do a Bruno Sammartino. I mean, who knows? I mean, like I said, I think this has opened that up for them. I mean, because there's only so many topics you could do a 30 for 30 in the regular sports world. I mean, they're kind of running out of not running out of them, but they've done so many that the cupboard's starting to get a little low. So, why not branch out into different arenas and different subjects? I think that would be good. So.
Yeah, they got a good production team, so
and that's the one thing you can say. Yeah, this is
quality is always good, so they have good minds working.
And you can knock ESPN for a lot of things, Lord knows, but you can't knock them for this shit. They really do top of the line work on when it comes to 30 for 30s.
Definitely.
Brothers and sisters, I don't know what this world is coming to.
Fouls of the week. I guess we can start. I'll start with your foul of the week, man. What you got? What's one thing that stuck out to you this week in the sports world that you wanna throw you wanna tee somebody up for?
I'm like running the whole like wild Kurt Rambis clothesline on the baseline.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it earlier today, but LiAngelo Ball, like, come on, bruh. Like, you can't, like, we talked about it like pretty in depth, so I won't rehash it, but like,
right.
you're getting this Kurt Rambis work. Like, just don't be an idiot, my nigga. Like, don't. Like, I feel like that should be like put in stone.
That should be an infomercial. Like, don't be an idiot, my nigga. Like, it should be, man.
Simple as that. But yeah, that's my foul of the week.
Yeah, just don't be an idiot, my nigga. LiAngelo Ball. Yeah. That's the foul. Like you said, we talked about it enough earlier, but I still just, again, UCLA, kick him off the team. I don't want to hear about, indefinite suspensions and, we're ashamed and if you're so mad, if you're so heartbroken, kick him off the team. Kick him off the team.
Yeah.
My foul of the week, man, and I kind of previewed it earlier, was Ezekiel Elliott. Way to let your fucking team down. See, this is what shows that this kid needs some serious attention. Like, whoever is in this guy's fucking camp or circle, and I don't know if it was Jerry Jones or what, but now your team is going to be without its best player, and he is their best player. Their best player for now the next 6 weeks. 6 weeks, 6 games. 6 weeks by which your team needs you. Their toughest stretch of the season. They got the Eagles, they got the Seahawks.
Actually, you know what? I think Tyron Smith's their best player because they were getting worked.
Yeah, they were getting worked. They were getting worked, but you know what I mean. They're definitely their best offensive player.
Yeah.
Or skill position player, should I say. Why? And again, this wasn't an issue of whether he did it or not. And for him it was because he thought that he was fucking innocent. Like, he thought he was getting railroaded and fucking, oh my God.
To an extent he did, but you should know that the NFL's coming after you.
But even then, dude, okay, all right. Were the details of that case a little shoddy? Old girl, was her credibility a little iffy? Got it. I agree to a certain extent. But does anybody with a brain really thinks that this kid didn't fucking put his hands on that girl? Again, I wasn't there. You weren't there. Nobody else in this audience was there. So we can't speak on it and say for sure we know. This is just an opinion. Anybody can really, with their honest opinion, say that he didn't do it. Nobody knows, but I have a strong opinion that he definitely did that shit. And I talked about this.
The only thing is that they have like text messages of that chick trying to get her friend to lie about it too. You know what I'm saying? So that's a little.
But here's the thing. It wasn't even about that. See, that's what people are missing. The suspension wasn't just the sexual assault thing. It was a combination of a lot of things. This was a nigga that was facing basically discipline for sexual harassment and is out here in Mardi Gras putting chicks' tops down. He got into a fucking altercation with a cop, I believe.
It's like the Meek Mill thing.
Exactly. This is a collection, I'm losing the fuck. I'm old, man. I'm having a culmination of a bunch of things. This isn't a situation where it was one fucking thing that's debatable at best and, we're going to fucking drop the hammer on you. No, nigga. This was a combination of a lot of things. This motherfucker showed that much maturity that he's basically, his career's on the line. He's facing fucking discipline and God only knows what for fucking sexual assault and harassment. And you're going to go out here for domestic violence and you're going to go out here and fucking pull a chick's top down and fucking Mardi Gras? Come on, B. Like, use better judgment than that.
Yo, I'm telling you, he don't got nobody like, He's got a bunch. It seems to me that he's just got a bunch of like yes men in his circle.
Of course he does.
Like, in his camp, like do whatever. Like he's got a bunch of enablers. Like he needs somebody like, yo, bro, like you are wilding right now.
And Jerry Jones is one of them because I find it hard to believe Jerry's a smart man. I may not like him as a fucking NFL owner, and I think he's an idiot as an NFL owner, but he's a smart guy. I like to believe that he's a smart enough guy. Can Jerry Jones say, hey, Ezekiel, take the suspension, blah, 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 miss the first 6 games of the year, we'll bring you back for the second half of the season and we're ready to roll. Don't fight this shit. Don't go to war with this shit because, it's only going to hurt us in the long run. Okay? You think Jerry Jones is...
Jerry Jones is so used to snapping his fingers and making shit happen that I don't think that they felt like, oh, the NFL has the audacity to suspend him on these grounds. I think that's what it was. I think it was a matter of ego.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm not guessing. Yeah, that's definitely what it is. But I mean, it's just, but it's just like, they fucked up. That's for sure. They fucked up because now he's going to miss the next 5 games. He missed Sunday, so it's now 5 games left. He's not gonna be back till week 16, Christmas. I think it's the day before Christmas or Christmas night. I want to say one of those. It's. I think it's the day before Christmas. He's gonna be back on Christmas, playing against the Seahawks. That's his first game back. God only knows. The Cowboys are 5-4 right now. They could definitely use Ezekiel Elliott right now. They're in the hardest part of their season. Like, it's just stupid. It's stupid. You went 5-3. You went 5-3 with him. They could have probably went at the very best. They probably could have went 4-4 without him. Maybe.
Yeah, and then you make that strong push at the end of the season with him.
Exactly.
It's not the right time.
Yeah, it was stupid. It was stupid. And Ezekiel Elliott, poor decision making. A lack of infrastructure around you, having people around you that have your best interests. Now not only you hurt yourself, but you hurt your team. You hurt your team. Mm-hmm. You hurt your team trying to take this fucking fight. And again,
now Dak has to do some quarterbacking.
I don't put that on Sunday on him, man. He was under siege from the get go, so I don't put that on him. I like Dak.
I think they tried to crown him too early, but that's
I like Dak Prescott. I'm not going to sit there. Look, do I think Dak Prescott is Peyton Manning? No, but I'm not going to sit there and say the bloom is off the rose with Dak Prescott. I'm not going to. It's too early for that.
He is who he is, I think.
We'll see. Well, he's definitely going to have to show and prove now. That's for sure. But here's another thing to these NFL players, and that's my foul of the week, the Ezekiel Elliott stupidity. But this is the thing for these NFL players. Goodell has all the fucking power because you guys keep signing collective bargaining agreements that make him judge, jury, and executioner. If you don't want him to have this power, stop signing bad collective bargaining agreements.
Yeah,
he has the power. It's collectively bargained. It's not like the other sports where they have to go through an appeal through a process, and then there's an independent arbiter and a players union. Baseball, you have to go through an independent arbiter, and the players union is just as strong as the commissioner's office. It's not the case in the NFL. Goodell has all the power. But if you don't want him to have all the power, stop signing shitty fucking CBAs. Stop. That's it. That's my foul of the week. I don't feel like ranting on this fucking topic anymore. Ezekiel Elliott is a fucking idiot. He might have cost his team a playoff shot. He might have cost his team.
He's a wild scumbag, and he looks like a fucking Berenstein Bear.
And put your fucking shirt down, by the way, too. Please.
Yeah, wear a regular shirt, my nigga.
But I just, seriously. And I knew that, and I told some Dallas fans that I know that I fuck with. Yeah, we talked about it on the podcast several times, but I told a couple cats that I know that are Cowboy fans that I'm like, yo, he's gonna end up fucking y'all over because the longer he pushes this shit out, the worse it's gonna be. Had he taken his suspension week 1 or at the very week 3, you know what? He'd be back by now. That's the crazy thing. You'd been back. That's the stupid part. You would have been back. You're not going to win. No judge is going to take the side of the player because it is a collectively bargained thing.
They sure as hell could have used him against the Falcons.
Yeah.
That's for damn
That's for sure.
But, hey.
It is what it is.
You gotta let niggas sleep in the bed that they make.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Dropping quality gems tonight.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Some philosophical shit.
I know. That's how I feel. I've been writing papers all week.
Yeah. You know you light-skinned niggas like to get philosophical.
Hey, don't make me get on my soapbox.
Yeah.
Like that nigga.
Yeah, please don't get on your hero's soapbox, Drake.
Fuck out of here. Look, now's a good time.
And let's not even get into that, man. We'll be going another fucking 4 hours.
I know.
But yeah, man, we're gonna get up out of here, man. That's it for another week of the Technical Foul podcast. As always, man, we thank y'all for listening, for subscribing, for supporting the show. I know it gets old. I know it gets tiring hearing me blab at the end of every show. And it's not phony humility. It's real, man. I'm truly blessed and humbled that you know, the amount of people that listen to the show. I mean, it's humbling. It really is. And I'm so appreciative that everybody that listens to the show, whether it's, you know, the full show, half the show. I know people have lives. Sometimes they can't listen to the podcast all the way through, but I just thank y'all, man. Every week, every show, I thank y'all, and I will continue to thank y'all because I'm truly humbled. And there is no podcast without you guys, man. So, thank you. Thank you to everyone that listens, that subscribes, that shares, that retweets, that reposts, that spreads the word of mouth through social media, whatever means, man. Thank you. We would not be here without you guys, man. So thank you. And I say it every week. If you like the show, if you like what you're listening, not only keep subscribing, keep listening, but, you know, drop us a review. You know, drop us a review on iTunes. We need those reviews on iTunes. That's what makes our show even more popular, makes us searchable in iTunes and bumps us up the rankings. So if you like the show, let other people know. Write a review, drop a review, give us a rating on iTunes, man. We really need that. It's truly appreciated. We would truly appreciate that. As always, man, you can follow me on Twitter, TheEmanuel Brown. Follow the show podcast page on Twitter at the TF Podcast 1. Follow the show page on Facebook, The Technical Foul Podcast. Become a TFP Nation member, Facebook community member. Just, you know, search in TFP Nation and join the group, man. There's a lot of crazy shit that goes on in that group. A lot of convos, a lot of memes, a lot of wild shit. So join the conversation.
A lot of hot takes.
So join the conversation, man. Judd, you got anything to tell the audience before we go, man?
Besides thanks to everybody for listening to me and this fucking clown argue like old married couple.
Why I gotta be all that, man? Why I gotta be all that?
Because you are. I'm just here to feed the truth to the people. Anyway, if you want to follow me on Twitter, Twitter is at Jujitsu, JUTTJITSU. Just highlight me, let me know you're a listener of TFP. You know what I mean? You got questions, whatever, hit me on there. Let's have a discussion. Start a dialogue, like Charles Barkley said. But other than that, thanks to everybody. And happy holidays.
We'll be back next week. We'll be back next week before Thanksgiving, my favorite holiday. I'm sure your favorite holiday too. It's the time of year where we all get fucking fat and lazy and watch football and eat a lot of great fucking food. So yeah, man. But we'll definitely be back next week before Thanksgiving with the TFP episode. But yeah, man, like my co-host said, thank you, man. And shout out to Luke. He was gonna come on today, or we were gonna record this podcast yesterday, but we've had a fucking major storm here in the Pacific Northwest. Windstorms. That's what the fuck we get out here. And he lost power, so shout out to him and his fam. Yeah, so he's
yeah, that's been happening out here too, so
yeah, he's been going through it. So you know, he was gonna be on the show. So you know, we just had some storms and like we say all the time, man, life happens. So, you know, we have to move shit around, switch things around, but we'll get it through. And shout out to my co-host Jet, man, you know, joining us, filling in. It's late over there where he's at. So he blessed us with some hot takes. You know, light skinned niggas need their sleep. So he's out here up and,
listen, I'm a college student. I need the rest, but I don't got class till 2:30 tomorrow.
And he's light skinned. He needs the rest. You know that mayonnaise and mustard mix skin and face
Maybe
is gonna
if
fucking.
you got some rest, you wouldn't be a grouchy ass nigga all the
I'm
time.
not grouchy, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You the one that started this shit. Hey, this is the part of the show where we're honest to our audience, man, and we're talking to our folks, man. And you over here want to take shots and shit, man. That's the problem with you, man. That's the problem.
Like I said, we gonna get you some help.
All right, man.
It's gonna be cool. All right.
Yeah, but we gonna get up out of here, man. We'll holler at y'all next week, man. I thank y'all for everything that you guys do for the show, man. You listen, you subscribe. That's everything. So we thank y'all. My wife is calling me, trying to see what her baby's doing. Yes, I'm her baby. She loves me. But yeah, we gonna get up out of here, man. I'm done blabbering. Go subscribe to our podcast, go listen to our podcast, go like and review our podcast. And of course, follow us on Twitter and Facebook and everywhere in between. And we'll catch y'all next week, man. We out. Be safe out there, everybody. Peace.
Later.
Serious sound.